Okay, Rythian.
Yeah?
You be the funny guy, and I'll be the straight guy
Like it.
on the stream.
Yeah, I like it.
And then
Good.
I'll be the one who likes WoW, and you be the one who
And
hates
I'll be the one
WoW.
who hates it.
Yeah.
Fine.
My favorite part of it, WoW, is quests.
All the quests, or just
Yeah,
all
just
the, or just all the quests? Okay.
all of them.
What about
All
all the
of the
bad
quests.
ones? Which is all of them? Well,
They're good.
because bad game.
Don't know, Rythian. WoW is fine.
How about
It's a great game.
the bad parts of it, which is
No, it's a great. There's no bad parts.
oh, I see. Bit of the
Chris Metzen can do no wrong.
What about all the stuff he wrote, which is bad?
That was a mistake.
It was
We
just
forgive him.
we forgive him. Okay. I mean, I can't argue with that.
Think of all the good he's done. He was the voice of Thrall.
True.
He was the voice of other orcs.
Other several orcs, like multiple orcs. He was also the voice of Ragnaros back in the day.
Was he?
Yeah.
Was he? I didn't know that one.
Yeah.
Part of me feels that Chris Metzen really wants to be an ETC, but he just doesn't play any instruments.
I think, yeah,
Like, I bet-
I really
But
get
he looks
that
at him
feeling.
and like, damn, I'd love to be an ETC.
I bet he's like, God damn it, like, I don't play an instrument, and
Yeah.
Samwise is already doing the singing.
Yeah.
Like, what do I do?
Like, I bet he doesn't like Samwise for that reason. Like, a part of him is like,
literally,
fuck you,
fuck
Samwise. That
he's
shit
like,
is-
hey,
Why
friend,
you still
this
here,
is
Samwise?
like, he stole my. I could have been the rock star. I could have been the rock star. Yeah.
So what's
Yeah, hi
on-
chat. We do
Hi,
know we're
chat.
live. Nice to meet you all. Welcome to the WoW stream where WoW is being played mostly by me. Nilesy just here for bants.
I logged on
mainly.
because Hannah reminded me the stream was live. Because I was watching Hannah, and then she was like, I'm going to wrap it up. You guys should go and say hi to Rythian. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot
That's,
Rythian was
that's
streaming.
nice. Yeah, I thought Calf was streaming for me.
Yeah, he was. No, Hannah was
Oh.
on her own channel.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
She opened the nice gift I got for her.
Oh yeah, what was it?
Do you want me to link you it?
Yes.
Don't show the link on stream because then
I
people
won't-
are like, damn, Nilesy, this is kind of an expensive gift actually.
I won't
Hold on.
show it, but like, you can reveal as much as you want. But yeah, link it to me. And I'll
It's
check it out.
a pleasant cushion.
A cushion.
And you're going to be like, well, that's a weird gift.
That sounds like a weird gift. Yeah.
But it's a housewarming gift, right? You know, it's a
Yeah.
housewarming gift.
Yeah.
Here, have a look at that link there.
Okay.
Actually, you
Uh-oh,
can show it. on
something
stream if you
is
want.
not
I don't
right.
think you'll. I don't.
It
think
doesn't
you'll-
work anyway.
Oh,
It says
really?
something
Oh.
doesn't work.
Because of. How do I just link it by clicking on it?
Also, I guess chat saying like they already saw it on Hannah's stream anyway. So
Yeah, no, they saw it. Fuck off, chat.
fucking chat trying to be clever. Chat is-
Fucking trying some shit is what they're doing.
Yeah.
We know
Cla-
that you. I'm
it's
talking to my
classic chat.
friend Rythian, okay? Fucking chat. Always the same. Being the chat. Right. What are you doing today anyway? Wow.
So, I mean, there's actually not that much new stuff to do. I did most of the new stuff last week. However, this guy is here. This upgraded servant, who apparently
Right.
found me. So I logged out like in the middle of this tower, pretty much. And then the second I log in, like the servant is just here, like staring at me, going like, "Hello." It's a little bit scary. But yeah, he's gonna.
Khadgar, oh, it's upgraded.
Yeah,
Why
it's
is he
been upgraded now. I guess he's, dinged a couple of times. Got some
Right.
item upgrades. I don't know.
Remember
The
doing
idea
that
is like
quest in
basically this is
Strath, right?
this is the this is like you first get him obviously in Shatrath. He's the guy that like takes you on the long tour of Shatrath. And then later on you see him in Morose as well. Basically every time Khadgar wants to talk to you, he sends a servant and your servant. See? He's right there, actually. I'm gonna bring the upgraded servant to the servant if I can. Check this.
Right, finally. Found the fucking link. Here you go.
This is probably a bit awkward. They'd be like, oh, that's That's my big brother. He's way cooler than
yeah.
me. Oh, he even has an exclamation mark on his head, a yellow one. Actually, hold on. I can even. No, which one? Don't I have a quest for?
Mages can make little things like blue glue in.
I have a
It's
garrison
like a
quest. I don't.
minor glyph, I think.
Yeah, because I'm supposed to actually have a quest from Khadgar Servant, I think, but I don't. Maybe I don't have it until my garrison. Anyway, I just thought it would be funny to see both of them have a quest, but.
I get the joke.
Good, yeah, good. Alright, did you find the link?
Yeah,
Oh, there we go, okay. That is a beautiful pillow
Right?
cushion.
Isn't that good?
Yeah.
It's all it's 3D. Like, you know how it's like felt on
Oh
felt.
yeah,
sort of
like
thing?
additional thing. That's
It's
cool.
me and Hannah on a boat. On
Yeah.
like Cat Island.
That's really cool. I'm gonna just take a quick screenshot and post it in chat, because I can't be asked actually showing it on stream.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I'm just gonna post
cool.
it in chat. Here's the image, chat. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool pillow. Actually, that is a you're good at gifts, Stanley.
I'm good at gifts.
You're good at gifts, yeah. That's something you have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this introduction request thing. I don't think it'll last long. It'll probably be like 20 minutes. And afterwards, I'm just gonna sort of fart around and do some old raids and get some mounts. Hopefully, if we're lucky, that's the plan. Pretty much. It's gonna be more of a podcasty feel today.
Quite
more than
unlikely
anything.
for you to get a mount, though, isn't it?
It is. It's like 1% chance or something for most of them. So yeah. Anyway, let's have a chat with Khadgar. So
It's not that expensive. It was $20, and then I put some duck feathers in it, so it became like $30.
okay,
It's
that's not.
I thought it was
That's.
It's a very robust, like, here's a present, you know.
Yeah, if you think about $30 isn't that much. I mean,
yeah.
Every now and then you want to be nice to someone. You buy a game for them for $30. You know,
Yeah,
this is just this is just something.
If someone bought me a £30 game, I'd be like, holy shit, were we married or something?
What is this? Do I owe you something now? I don't know what's going on.
What did you do? Tell me.
What did you do? You're trying to butter me up for something before you beg me for forgiveness. Anyway, he says, the Arcane Anomaly addresses you in Khadgar's voice. Though I am loath to interrupt your fight against the Legion, I must request your help in a matter of diplomacy. We face a grave threat and require the full might of Azeroth's people. Come it. The Horde must become part of Kirin Tor once again. Some will not agree with this position. Please join me outside the Violet Citadel in Dalaran. We have repositioned the city to defend the Eastern Kingdoms above Karazhan. Well then.
Well,
okay.
do that then.
And now Khadgar starts talking to me.
Forces.
There we go.
I am reluctant.
I wasn't impressed with that Khadgar voice, for the record.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I pretty much just kept it,
Oh, look at this! Khadgar's on your screen. It's like fucking Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah. You know what? It mostly is like Diablo, because basically Legion pretty much stole everything from Reaper of Souls. This is basically the window that appears
Legion
whenever.
pretty much stole everything from Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, especially the story. Yeah.
That part where like you meet up with Khadgar and he's just spinning his guns around for like 10 minutes. Like I thought that was just lifted straight from.
It's basically you might as well call him Revolver Khadgar at this point.
Yeah,
honestly,
I couldn't believe they got away with that.
Yeah. So that we're going to Deadwind Pass. I guess we're going to Orgrimmar then. To the portal.
You've just woken up, haven't you?
No, I've been up for about an hour and a half. So,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Lol, is your character your name backwards?
Sort of. Shut up. Listen, I had a problem with figuring out my character name. I like
it doesn't
Demon
actually
Hunter because
look
everything.
that bad. Neither.
That's the thing. Like that's the thing. Like I looked at it
works.
first. It was like so silly. It's like, okay, I need to make a Demon Hunter name for the stream because I was gonna make a Demon Hunter, and it's like everything is taken on the server. So it's like I've been having this name in mind before. It's like I'll go with it, and then like I can always delete it and remake a new one when I want to. But it's kind of grown on me now. Honestly, it kind of feels like it works as a name.
Isn't it lame that all Death Knights have Warglaives? Isn't that stupid?
All Demon Hunters?
Yeah.
I mean, as
like,
a weapon itself,
and I was like, isn't that stupid? Because they're supposed to be legendaries.
No. The Warglaives of Azeroth are legendary.
Yeah.
They're very special because they were like taken from the demon that Illidan slain early on.
But isn't that what you've got? Though?
No, I just have these are just called glaives of the fallen, and I also have like I have had 2 different sets of glaives in my short-lived demon hunter career so far. So they don't all look the same. Like it's just like a weapon.
Oh
type,
yeah, chat
you
just
know?
pointed out before you portal. Sorry, you missed Blingtron.
Oh,
In the middle of the town.
We might get him out. It's very
But
unlikely
you've got
again,
one.
but
Fuck, I got man. I think the first
Oh,
time I
it went
used that
away.
Blingtron, I got the pet from him.
yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Well, a couple of first times. Isn't there something like you really rare? Can't you get a mount from him or something?
Yeah, you can get the 2 engineering mounts, the depleted. I'll look them up in the thing.
Oh, he just despawned in front of
I
you. That's
know,
so funny.
that was rough. This thing, the depleted Caparium rocket, and the geosynchronous world spinner. Those 2 are basically both options to get from Blingtron. Very, very
Oh, that
rare though.
depleted Creparian one.
Yeah, yeah, they're pretty
Depleted
cool.
Creparian one.
Depleted Creparian.
Why does Creparian have it?
Yeah,
I don't
what
even
the
know.
fuck? Alright, let's go to Orgrimmar, and then let's go to Deadwind Pass. Wait a minute, why are we going to Orgrimmar for Deadwind Pass? Oh yeah, the Blasted Lands. It's fine, I've got this.
Hold on a second. One look.
Alright.
Oh, he's left. Panda was in the stream. He
Rip
was
in
jelly.
peace. Was he
I was
real
going to
jelly?
tell everyone in the chat say hi to Panda if he's sneaky watching. I think he is. He hates it when everyone says hi to him. I do as well. But I have the opportunity now to embarrass.
Oh, I do this every now and then when I'm like watching some Dota stream or whatever, and I just join in with the chat and just say something stupid. And then you get a couple of people going like, PogChamp Rythian? What?
PogChamp
Yogscast Rythian?
Yeah,
Rythian,
yeah,
Rythian,
yeah.
are you gonna do this? Rythian, what did you think of Civ? Rythian was like, and I was like, this is cool that you guys are, you know, excited to see me and everything, but
It's
like, I don't really want to.
embarrassing.
It is embarrassing, and I don't really want to like steal the, especially if I'm on like some guy
attention,
with doesn't
yeah,
have like a
a
lot of
smaller
viewers or
stream.
whatever.
Yeah,
Then it's like it turns
exactly.
into like random person stream featuring
Rythian
Rythian in the
Q&A all of a
strats.
sudden.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Exactly.
Oh man, it's so embarrassing. It really is.
Yeah.
Like we just want to spam memes.
I
like
just want to
everyone else.
spam. Yeah. Just say dumb stuff and smileys and things. Like make fun of OD Pixel or whatever for
We
feeding.
want to post our own
you
Lenny
know.
dongers. You know,
Exactly. Yeah.
make
Alright,
fun of
so-
OD Pixel. How many views does OD Pixel get these days?
I said between like 2 and 400, depending
Between-
on who he plays with.
Wait, two? He gets between 2 views. That's pretty
yeah,
decent.
between 2 and 4. No,
Yeah.
but like between 200 and 400 or something usually. But depending on who he plays with, he usually plays with other
does he?
people. Oh man, people have covered the PogChamp Rythian wear
Yeah.
in the chat.
You're never going to hear the end of that.
They're
Because see, what
probably
people
not.
will do is they will now usually do it ironically.
Yeah,
You know, it transcends. Like you say, "Oh, guys, please don't do it," and then they do it ironically, and you're like, "Okay, but you're still doing it. You're still actually doing it, though."
exactly. It's like,
Here,
yeah,
what-
but it's fine, but I'm doing it ironically. It's like, no, that's
No,
not
you're
really
still-
how it
yeah,
works. Yeah,
Still doing it. Yeah.
kind of still a thing, sort of. Yeah.
Did you see the new Corvo Dead by Daylight killer?
Corvo? It's like a nurse, isn't it?
Yeah, but do you see what it does?
It goes through walls or something.
Yeah, did you not watch the video?
No, I didn't watch the video. I just heard people talk about it, and I saw the screenshot.
It does Corvo blink, like
Oh
almost
shit! Really?
identical. Yeah, like it has
Dude.
the hand out and it does the like that with the hand.
Oh man, that's pretty. That's actually.
Yeah.
And speaking of Corvo, Dishonored 2
When
in
is that?
November. November
Uh,
something. So it's still a while.
We've got 6 days for Deus Ex. God,
Dude,
gonna
that's
be-
crazy.
gonna be
The fact
good.
that it's out in like
It's been
less
so
than
long.
a week.
It's
It
been
has,
so
yeah.
fucking long, like
Was
4
like
years,
20,
5 years.
2011, I think,
Yeah.
for Human Revolution.
Dude, what's this stuff above Karazhan?
So basically, as far as I understand, we're going into Karazhan eventually. Oh yeah.
What is that? Why is Dalaran there? Is that
Yeah,
Dalaran?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's Dalaran,
Why
yeah.
is Dalaran above Karazhan?
So, the general idea is that all kinds of crazy shit is happening. So the Curator has temporarily relocated Dalaran over here to
Why?
defend the Eastern Kingdoms.
Why did they not put it on top of Stormwind?
Well, because they need to just defend. What the hell just happened? Oh my god, things are happening.
You're very lagged, I think.
Yeah. I have
Let's
like
see if
immense
Warren
lag
runs around.
because it's still not fixed. So apparently
God.
it's the you just saw the thing on screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
So apparently, like, it's a problem with my ISP in my city, like very specifically. There's a big thread on the forums, and basically Blizzard knows, and all they can do is like tell the ISP like, hey, there's a problem somewhere. And then
Who's your
we've had
ISP?
like
Is it
Bredbandsbolaget.
Telia?
It used to be
Bredbandsbolaget,
Tele
yeah.
2, but now it's Bredbandsbolaget, which means the broadband company. Literally what it means. But yeah, though they're on the case now, and they are trying to fix it. I'm just hoping and praying it'll actually be fixed before Legion. But until then, we're gonna have to deal with some disconnects every now and then. But or not, well, not sometimes disconnects, but mostly just like giant lag spike.
Like,
Yeah. Anyway, so Dalaran is actually a little bit different now. For one thing, there's a giant tower in the middle rather than the square. Like we can't even, you know where the statue and everything used to be. It's like a whole other thing in here now.
oh god, yeah, I see that now.
So this is
But
like
the reason they removed that is because the statue was like whoever did server first, fucking Yogg, wasn't it, or something like that, or Nax.
it was Tyrion Fordring, I'm pretty sure. Like
No,
it was
but
like,
it had the insignia on the front that had inscribed the people who killed like Nax first, right?
Oh, did it? I
Yeah.
don't remember. Like I remember because I remember
maybe it wasn't
you
Nax,
could
it
go
was
there.
was
I mean, I would assume Icecrown, but obviously Dalaran was around for longer
maybe it
than
was
Icecrown was
Icecrown,
out.
yeah. It
so
was something was inscribed.
I know
on
you
that.
could go click on the thing to see the cutscene again. You know, the cutscene of what happened after the thing. So
Let me see if I can Google this, find out what exactly it was.
an unstable energy chasing this Dalaran citizen. Okay. So apparently you can talk to the NPCs.
What brings you here?
These are new NPCs.
They're the tree. They're selling cheese. It looks like.
Well, that
And
Dalaran that isn't being chased by the entity was new, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not from old Dalaran.
Hello.
Oh, only half my cheese made it. Half. How is to run a wine and cheese shop with an abundance of wine and only mere crumbles of delicious cheese? This is outrageous. It's preposterous. And oh my, now I'm feeling faint. What's this world coming to?
Have a good
So basically, a lot of the NPCs are complaining because this move of Dalaran it happened very suddenly. So in fact, let's see if I can find. There's one particular thing I want to find that's pretty cool. Find it without spoiling it.
Someone says here, after the Lich King was server first on your server, the fountain was replaced with a fountain that had Alliance and Horde hero statues.
Okay, yeah,
Like
yeah.
black or something.
I
So
could
yeah,
see that.
it was Lich King then.
Yeah.
But I think maybe I think I stopped when Cross Realms may have fucked it. But
Maybe it's something like that. There it is!
that cheese guy had a big quest in the old days.
Yeah, well, it wasn't Elling Trias. It was another Trias guy, but yeah. Elling
Elias,
Trias
wasn't
was, yeah, Elias Trias, yeah, sorry. He was,
Wow,
like, secretly...
Why the fuck do I remember that? Christ.
well, he was secretly the leader of SI7 or something.
that poor
Anyway,
gnome?
this
Save
poor
him.
gnome is stuck in the wall due
Save
to
him.
teleportation problems. And we got Brill the Doppelgang here who's gonna recover him. Poor guy.
God, right. Well, I'm gonna leave you to your questing. My food has arrived, so
Oh, enjoy, man.
have fun. I'll be back in like 40 minutes.
Cheers,
oh wait,
yeah.
Blue Aries here. Hold on, 1 second.
Yeah, go grab him.
Can I help you?
I told him to come into this channel.
Cool. The next time someone tells you they're going to move a city using magic, you better be ready for anything.
All right, bye.
Cheers, nice to see ya. Hey, Blue, are you still around?
Hey, yeah, I'm still around.
Oh, hi, man. Hey, welcome to the stream.
Hello, everyone.
Hi. Have you done the... I assume you have done the starting quest and stuff already, right? Or the starting quest, but you know what I mean.
What, the one to Dalaran?
The weekly, yeah, the Dalaran thing and so on.
I've not done it in my hunter, so I can
Yeah.
log on.
Well, I mean, I don't think it'll matter. It's not really a quest you do. You mostly just sort of
Okay.
walk around and listen to talk to people. But yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good that
Yeah.
you're here, though, because I mean, I can just rabble on about WoW with someone.
Yeah, no worries, yeah.
Off and away.
Yeah, hey, I tell you what, let me jump onto my hunter and then
Okay.
see if we can group up. Gunny
I mean, we don't need to.
Hunter.
Yeah, I don't think we need to. I don't really think this is a quest we need to group up in, though. Like, I'm pretty sure this is mostly just like follow
Yeah,
around
he's
NPCs
running
while they
around.
talk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's only a few. Was it fighting bits?
yeah. I'm gonna go have a chat with Khadgar now. Standing up here in the thing. I've done this on the beta, so I am actually. I know what's going to happen. Exciting. Whole bunch of stuff. Oh god, there's a lot of people there, guys. Oh, they went away. That's all. So this is the Council of 6. It's basically these 5 and Khadgar. Got Archmage Carlane, who looks to be a human. Fine. Answer and Runeweaver, also human. They're mostly humans in the Curator. Archmage Vargoth. Yeah. And of course, Lady Proudmore. Curator is basically all human. I could swear Aether Sunreaver was a member. I guess he's just the leader of the Sunreavers. He's not really a member of the Council of 6. Anyway, where did Khadgar go though?
It should be outside.
Oh, I need to take the portal to Dalaran. I just flew here.
Let's go outside. Go outside. Turn left. Well, on your stream, it's a little bit delayed, but he's on the. When you walk up the stairs,
Is he on
you
the
turn
roof?
right. No,
There's
you turn right. So
There
he
he
should be on.
is.
There you
Standing
go.
here outside all over reason. Hey, Khadgar.
Gul'dan and the Legion.
How's the flight in? Seems we moved Dalaran from one dark, gloomy land to another. At least it's warmer here, and I must admit, being so close to Karazhan brings back many. Have you been playing Karazhan on Hearthstone?
I've done the prologue and obviously the first wing, so yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I like the flavor of it's a disco kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's random stuff
Pretty
like
cool.
forks and everything like that. I really
Deadly
like it.
Fork, and that was pretty cool. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. My videos are coming out now over the next few days. Parlor. It was really fun, I thought. I was gonna go after I've done this. I was actually gonna go do Karazhan on the stream, just show people off like how it was back in WoW raid times. Anyway, how can I help, Archmage?
Trust in yourself, champion.
This is weird how it's not all voiced. I really feel like that's something they should have made a priority, voicing that. But anyway, Khadgar is proposing that we invite the Horde back into the Curator. Jaina basically kicked us all out back in the mob days by force. It's kind of a dark moment in her history. She's become a little bit angry recently about the Horde. To be fair, very well, like she has very good reasons for doing so. But yeah, all right, here we go. Khadgar's gonna have a chat with the. I guess he attacked him again.
There is much to be done.
All right, address the council, Khadgar.
Without you, Azeroth will surely fall.
Thank you all for gathering at such short notice. Yeah, see, she's immediately saying like, "Oh, the Horde's gonna fight." Curator to fight at full strength. We need the make the Horde. I love how like all the other players that are on here have disappeared, but we still have the Water Elemental and the Spellstalker. Anyway, Jaina's like, never! They obliterated Thermor. They left us to die on the broken shore. Again, they've proven to be monsters. Cowards. Hey, I'm right here. I'm also totally Horde, though. In my case, with respect, I move for a vote. Consider your choice carefully. You let those vermin back. I will not be counted among your ranks when you... Basically saying like she's quitting. In the member of allowing the Horde to Dalaran and offering membership into the Curator, I vote aye. That's 1. That's 2 for 3 for 3 for 3 2 3 4 2. 4 people voted yes, 2 people voted no. Sorry, Jaina, but the stakes are higher than they've ever been. Council is blind to the truth. When the Horde betrays you again, remember who. Bye, Jaina.
Is power.
Oh shit, said knowledge is power. I love how Khadgar's like, and now I'm totally a member of the Curator. Yay, I took your space. I wonder if this means the Council of 6 is now the Council of 5, or if Jaina's kind of still a member, but she's just sort of not
But she
here
says
much. She basically
goes-
said, like, I will, if you let those Varan back in the city, I will not be counted among your ranks when you welcome them.
Yeah.
So that pretty much sounds like she's quitting. Like, if you allow Horde in, I'll leave. Anyway, Khadgar.
And well met, champion.
Jaina's reaction was unfortunate, but not unexpected. It was Garrosh Hellscream, Horde of the obliteration of Theramore. The only thing she can think of when she looks at you, or any Horde, is her desire for vengeance. One day she can overcome that hate. Enough ruminating. Must prepare the Curator.
You are our last best hope.
Brand Bronzebeard. Well, this is unexpected. Thank the Forge I found you. You won't believe it. Magni's back.
Find me
Shit,
wherever
son.
the action is.
The Diamond King. My brother Magni, once King of Ironforge, got changed into a diamond statue by Titan ritual. Stood frozen in the belly of the city for years. But I just got word that this is not at all how Brand talks, by the way. I just don't feel like putting on a dwarven Scottish accent. Anyway, so we're going to have a chat with Magni. Don't know if Magni's crazy or if that's even really him. There's even a chance he can help us. Hold, he muttered the name. That's where I'm headed. I'd be obliged if you and Khadgar were to join.
Don't do anything I would.
You know what? Let's do it. To Ulduar.
Keep your eyes on the horizon.
A Ulduar teleportation pad. Given to us from Mimiron. Used in case of emergency. Alright, Khadgar, you tagging along as well? Yeah, yes. Good luck, all of you. Thank you, Archmage Madara. I'm out. Increase the sound. Click exit game. That's the wrong button. Press. Alright, who are we talking to? Guess we're on here. Why is this not voiced? This should really be voiced.
You will notice soon, but there's a mixture of voice and non-voice,
Yeah.
which is a shame.
Ulduar is quieter than last time you were here. That's very true. Mortal heroes are proficient in battle, but tend to leave a mess. No offense intended. I mean, telling the truth. It took weeks to clean up the banquet hall after. Hold it! You sense anything odd, Khadgar, getting a familiar feeling. Oh dear. Looks like the Faceless Void. Faceless Void, that's a Dota hero. Faceless Echoes from Yogscast aren't entirely gone. In fact, he did whisper me. Yeah, you stay in that blizzard, man. Get anything? Rip. My mic keep dying? I could try to put it on voice. I'm just being bad at releasing the button too early. Battle and
I'll have a look. Let me turn on this the sound for the stream.
Caretaker GWH12. Not again! The keepers will make me fill out an incident report. I must attend the other guests. Please excuse me. Wait, there's other guests? Anyway. Go. Spell barrier. Looks like we're fighting some deep all the way in.
Knowledge is power.
Let's save
but
that.
using it wisely is the key.
Beat Dreadlord Hazadoom. Save Magni. Yes. Hazadoom. Okay, now you can notice this lag. Hope that it's too long. And the dumb thing is that stuff like the chat server, fine, like it's talking and everything, game, and hopefully that. There we go. That works, I guess. He goes. Magni, the Diamond King. Speaker. He speaks for Azeroth. Azeroth is a Titan soul. Kind of interesting. I really feel like the glaives should be sitting further down on his back. It feels a little bit silly they're so high up. Like, what kind of harness keeps them? It seems like they would be way too heavy because they're not fastened in the middle, fastened like down here.
Yeah, I was about to say, do you think it would be better if they crossed in the middle rather
Yeah,
than offset?
exactly. Brother, I am the key. To the information, Bronzebeard wants to. Yeah, this is where he fought Algalon. Man, that was a fight. Did he do Algalon when it was current?
Yep, I got the server first for that as well.
Nice. I think we did Algalon. I can't remember when we killed it. We killed it eventually. Current, I think it was like
Perhaps
during
it
the
is your
trial of the Crusader.
imperfection, that which grants you free will,
Funny enough,
that allows you to
slight story
persevere
for that,
against
but,
all
don't
cosmically
say it
calculated
before the
odds.
RP starts.
You prevail where the
I
Titan's
kind of
own
missed out on my
perfect
title
creations
because I
have
released,
failed.
and it took 2 weeks to actually give me the title. It
Oh,
happened for like
wow.
4 of us. Yes, you can imagine how much like pain we had to go to get to that boss and kill him.
Yeah, it's not easy. You only had an hour, basically. That was the first time they
Yeah,
did like limited things, you know.
the amount of like 5% wipes and stuff like that was just crazy, so agonizing. But yeah, it was a fun fight.
I remember they had that system, and then they changed the system to be like a limited amount of attempts and stuff like Lich King.
Hmm. I don't know which one I prefer. Probably attempts rather than time, because
Yeah,
time,
because then you get rushed and
disconnects. Yeah,
disconnects screw you over. Like running back to kill them isn't.
that just prolongs content for Blizzard, I guess.
I guess so, yeah. But I mean, I understand the idea. They actually reused the limited attempts thing on Raw Den, the optional buzz and Throne of Thunder.
Yeah, I never actually got around to doing that that raid.
Oh, Throne of Thunder was great. I think Throne of Thunder is like the best raid instance. Or honestly, really good. Anyway, while we were talking, a lot of stuff was. But for those of you who know already, the idea is that Magni came here, talked to us about the Keepers, and the Keepers was left the 5 pillars that we need. Stop the Legion and close the portal where they're all like coming into the world from. So that's what we're going to do. Talking about, and then of course, the knowledge of finding those pillars. Karazhan, so Khadgar. So let's go through the portal. Dwarves haven't needed that. I haven't seen each other for quite a while, so. Deadwind Pass. Our trip to Ulduar was quite eventful.
There is much to be done.
Find that tome. There we go. That's the gloves we'll be getting on. And I'm level 700 now. They've been hotfixed to be higher. We talked about that yesterday, was it, Blue? About how they were 685, but they've been hotfixed to be...
Yeah. I was wondering how good it is compared to my current gear, because the proc may come in handy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you look at them right now, they are just, they have 2 more points of secondary stats, plus the proc. So they're definitely an upgrade for me. Because it's 161 mastery and 161 haste, as opposed to 160 of each, plus the proc. So even if the proc does 10 damage once every minute, it's still an upgrade, basically. Alright. Karazhan can be a dangerous place.
Where you lead, we will follow.
I'm pretty sure I can have.
I actually like this part of the quest line.
Yeah. And then he just teleports in. What's the door too good for you? Come on, man.
He's the
Haven't I-
keeper.
Yeah, I mean, I guess this is his place now that Medivh is gone. Stables. I guess this takes place, like, after we've killed everything. I wonder who actually, like, canon-wise, story-wise, who's actually in Karazhan now. Because obviously we went there back in the Crusade and cleared the place out of all the... Yeah. You remember the Harbinger's short of Khadgar and Medivh as well?
I don't remember watching it.
Hold on a second, I'm gonna switch. Thing I'm cutting out, I think I'm just...
Yeah, I think that too.
There we go, I should be talking about... including you, because I didn't actually forget to put it in this... Have a chat with Khadgar.
Gul'dan and the Legion must be stopped.
Burning Legion's power grows. We haven't time to...
Farewell, my friend, until we meet again.
Where the tower has fallen into dis... Pardon them. Yeah, like, you watched the Harbingers, right, with Khadgar and Medivh?
I haven't. No.
Oh, it's good. You should watch it.
I should watch all of them. There's a few of them, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's one with Illidan.
Oh,
and
this is
one-
Morose and Khadgar. Young Khadgar. Of course, he basically has the same model because bother making.
He's too lazy.
The first sent to study under me. I was, however, the only one he accepted as his apprentice. Still cutting out? Okay, well then I don't even know what the problem is, because this should be absolutely fine.
I'm gonna mute you on Discord and I'll see
Okay,
it on stream.
fine. The last time I was here, I left behind a few safety measures. There are countless seekers within the walls, and many who would stop at nothing to learn them. It's weird that you're saying there's problems, because this is literally what I've had every stream ever, and there's never been any problems, basically. Okay. That which was seen has come to pass. The circle is complete. Sentries attend to our guests. Okay, well, kill some sentries. Enough? Our
Yeah,
defenses have been compromised. Sorry, what?
You're not cutting out at the end of your sentence. You're cutting out middle of your sentence as well. So I don't know what it is really.
Very strange. Well, no, that, like, this, it shouldn't be, like, voice activated, because, like, if I'm holding down push to talk, it's permanently transmitting, so I don't know why it's cutting out then. Let me switch back to using talk.
It's not to do with your latency, right? Because you're fine over Discord, from my end at least.
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, I don't know what the problem is, to be honest. Because everything should be fine.
Hopefully it sorts itself out.
Yeah, let's hope. Just the arcane channeling thing.
Was it only me that I spent like a minute looking for the rune? I was clicking on the ground rather than the wall.
Really? Well, you didn't think of anything particular when Khadgar was aiming at something in front of him?
Well, like he said rune, yeah. When I think of rune, I think runes on the floor, and that's what I kind of did. I'm sure somebody else must have done the same. It can't be just me.
No, I'm sure there were other people as well.
I'm waiting for someone to own up in chat.
Well, it can't be my push-to-talkie that's bad, because the push-to-talkie is used on Discord as well, and Blue's saying everything's fine.
Everything's fine on here. I wonder if they're hearing me break up.
Yeah, how are you guys hearing Blue? Is that working fine? Cheers for the resubscription, Dazzle0999.
Nearly 2 years. That's strange.
Then it's likely something. Hold on, maybe it's something to do with the noise gate on OBS that I added to remove everyone hearing me breathing when I don't use my talk. The noise gate is removed entirely now, and hopefully with a combination of no noise gate and push to talk, things should be better. I guess we'll find out. Bye, Khadgar. He's fighting 107. Dude, the thing was 107. Like, that's a high level. Meanwhile, I'm just sort of flying around here.
Isn't Khadgar boss level?
Yeah, he is.
So that, yeah, he's a peon. He's nothing.
Well, I mean, boss level doesn't... I mean, level 60 mobs can be boss level, you know? Like, Ragnaros in Fire... what's it called? Molten Core is boss level.
I thought boss level always meant level +3. Max level +3.
It does in terms of, like hitting things and everything.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean they're automatically stronger than you. Obviously, their stats are still based, which is why you can one-shot bosses and everything.
Alright, it seems like your thing is fixed.
Yeah, I guess it was the noise gate then. Strange, because I've had the noise gate on for a long time and people haven't really complained. Maybe I'm just talking quieter today and that was the problem. Nilesy told us to ask how many hours you have in WoW all combined. That's a lot.
Oh, I don't even add my one up.
Rough math? Easily 20,000, I think, if not more. Quite a lot, honestly.
Hours? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like,
I think.
if we're talking days, like it's at least 500 days, I think.
Just on my paladin, I've got nearly 400 days. Oh my god.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking like it'll be at least 500 total of all my things together. I think Death Knight has probably at least 250. Rogue has 175. Paladin has probably at least 100. So yeah, it adds up. It's quite a lot. How much of that is running around mindlessly? Surprisingly little, honestly. Yeah, there's always a lot of that when you just sort of stand there and do nothing, but yeah. Alright, Khadgar sorted out the defenses. Good. They are now going to fight the Legion instead of us. GG.
Remember those days of idling in Stratrath in front of the Aldor Bank?
Yeah, or Scryer. I was Scryer on my rogue, so...
I was quiet.
I wanted the dagger, I think, or... Yeah, because Aldor had a sword and Scryer had a dagger, and I wanted to be a dagger rogue, I remember. Plus Scryers were Blood Elves, and I was a Blood Elf, so I was like, where the fuck would I turn to the Draenei? That's just silly. Find the tome containing the information about the Pillars of Creation. Also, okay, one question. The fuck? How big are these books? Who reads books this big? Like, this is ridiculous. The size of these books. These books are bigger than a human being or a Blood Elf. And Blood Elves are supposed to be taller than humans. Alright, let's find the book. It's on a table here somewhere. Oh no, Khadgar is searching for it.
Surely if you're a mage, you can shrink them down and then, like, read them. I don't know.
You'd think so. There it is, we found it. Notable Antiquities of Ancient Azeroth. They're decorative, not for reading. Yeah, this is just like a wallpaper. This is why it's 2D. There's not actually any books here. It's just... Take the tome. We took the tome. We got the tome. Alright, Khadgar, now on.
Knowledge is power.
Tharsul yells,
Using
this
it
changes
wisely.
nothing. Your defenses will crumble and your world will burn. We have what we came for, but I'd be remiss if I didn't try to bolster Karazhan's defenses before I leave. I owe that much to Medivh. The good man he once was. Not the pawn of Sargeras he became. Get that book into Modera's hands in Dalaran. I'll join you soon, and thank you. Bye, Khadgar. Take care of Karazhan, please. This is the New World map. I always think the New World maps looks really weird with Broken Isles just put there and then Eastern Kingdoms just move it a little bit to the right. It's kind of weird. Oh, I should change the title to be with Rythian, Aran and Nilesy.
I can do that, you can...
Too late. Also, Nilesy is Afk anyway. He was getting food. But he'll be back, he said. Alright, Modera, what's up?
King's honor, friend.
Do you have something for me? Yes. Here you go. The book. Not long after you left, the first wave of demons struck. We're holding them at bay for now. I'll keep this tome safe until we have a chance to study it. Good work in there. I should like to delve into the libraries of Karazhan myself one day. At least, I think I would.
Light
And
bless
then,
you.
the quest ends. Which is really strange, honestly. It's really abrupt. Like, it's supposed to continue, and it will continue next week. But it's such a very disruptive way of ending it, because literally they all just attack, and we're supposed to just sit around and wait for a week. But, yeah. Anyway, the gloves are cool. Let's definitely equip those. They
Didn't some
stand
people
out a little
get,
bit.
like, the Hearthstone to, say, Hearthstone to,
He got
Dalaran?
there. Yeah, I think so. I think you go to the inn and talk to the innkeeper. Let's see if we can figure out a way in there. Find a way into the Legendary Main Lounge. There we go. Meanwhile, the mages are fighting here, which is all good.
I don't know if
Oh
you
no,
know,
the
it's-
NPCs are
it's-
gone.
There was Alliance in there, and they're all just doing CCs, and if you're feared or made into sheep, you fall through the ground.
Let's not have that happen to us. That
No.
seems dangerous. We're still
you're
over
fine, you
Karazhan, I'm
survived.
pretty sure. Let's go do Karazhan. Why not? Do you want to tag along?
Yeah,
I already have all the mounts dropping here, so... You know.
yeah, I'm not a fan of mounts anyway, so...
You're not a fan of mounts?
Yeah, I've got the mounts that I need. The only one I would be, like, inclined to, like, need roll on would be...
Invincible?
Perhaps Invincible and
Yeah.
Mimron's Head. That's it.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, I invited your Paladin. You can come on your Hunter or whatever if you want instead, or your...
It's
Whatever.
fine. It's fine. We could clear through this really quick anyway.
Yeah, easy peasy.
Oh yeah, and don't forget, enchants, illusions. Have you got all of
Oh
them?
yeah? No, I don't, but... I have Mongoose, so...
I've got mongoose as well.
Let's go inside. So this is old school Karazhan. I'm probably going to do this a little bit slower than just to talk about everything, but yeah. So this is old Karazhan. Before... We technically went back in time now. Oh man, the music in here is great. I'm gonna increase the music volume a bit.
Yeah, I loved it. It was it harps?
A whole bunch of instruments. Anyways, Berthold the Dormant, who actually can explain us a lot of things, like, what is this place? This is the Tower of Karazhan, and residence of a master Medivh. As a humble doorman, there's little else I can explain to you. And where is Medivh? All inquiries regarding Medivh should be directed to Morose, the Tower Steward. I myself know very little about the master's business. I believe several nobles are currently having an audience with Morose in the banquet hall, if you wish to inquire further. How do you navigate the tower? From here in the gatehouse you may travel to one of 3 directions. The stairs behind me lead to the grand ballroom, where the guests are currently being entertained. I'm sure you can smell the nearby stables, and the entrance to the servants' quarter lies next to the gatehouse door. I'll leave you in, Stan. But do you remember, like, never going down here?
Never did. No,
ever?
Actually,
because
yeah,
this guy didn't,
once.
like... If I remember correctly, these guys used to drop blues that were then made epic, but they were still really shitty. And they were like...
of the Fellfire, or, you know...
Exactly.
Random,
like, of the Tiger and shit, you know?
That's the one, yeah.
It was pretty crappy
no
stuff.
one actually did it.
Yeah, I didn't know there was stuff in here for, like, the longest time. Until one day I just went there, hey, what's in this door? And then everyone's like, oh yeah, we never go there. It's just like, just bats and spiders, pretty much.
Were you in, when did you join, or start playing WoW? Because, remember the event for Wrath? There was a blood prince that you had to kill. Was he down here, or was he up somewhere else?
He was upstairs, but, like, I remember you could go via this way or something. I remember you went to kill him, and he had a chance to drop the Arcanite Ripper and the Vampiric Battling as well, or the Tearsall Battling, anyway. But yeah, you could take this path if you wanted to go into the guest chambers. Of course, we need to go and actually do Morose and everything, but yeah.
Okay, so we'll do it now. So, just some of the other boss, what you have to do is kill everything at the bottom, alright?
Yeah, it's the 2 bosses, like 1 bat boss and 1 spider boss. I can't remember, because basically people never did these bosses. Oh yeah, they've actually put in the stuff in the journal now.
Oh, right.
Which is pretty cool.
I thought you could
check the loot.
Pick, if you want the bat boss, you kill all the bats. If you want the other boss, you kill
because now you can see, you can go to the servants' quarters, so you can see the shitty stuff you can get. It always has random additional stats. You get like Ravager's Cuff off the whatever, and so on. Okay, maybe there was a little bit loud music. Let's turn that down a bit. It's good stuff though.
What's the point? There's no disco music.
Yeah. Well, not such luck yet. I guess we'll find out if we decide who to spawn. Because I remember, I did this maybe twice ever. But I don't remember, like, there only being 1. I guess we'll find out.
There's these shadow beasts, or these beasts, and there's bats. And there's spiders, right? So there's, I guess there's an option of 3. Or does it just randomly spawn?
Well, I was thinking that maybe one of them spawns, or all 3 of them spawns, or so I don't even know. This is like the boring part of Karazhan, because it's just down in the stables and there's like no name dudes or nothing exciting going on really. Is this one? No, it's just a normal spider.
So, Dre and Jer says they spawn randomly, so there's no guarantee.
Okay, so they might not even be here. Okay, well, never mind. They're boring anyway. They're just like a big spider or something, I think so.
Let's have a quick look.
Your Winston just killed a critter, I think.
You wouldn't want to see him angry.
No, I really wouldn't. So don't break his glasses.
Oh, there you go. There's
one.
Batling.
Shadikith the Glider.
I'll let you do the honors.
Okay. Fell Rush. Demon Hunters are actually really good for soloing stuff. Glider's Foot Wraps of Intellect. Wow, that's some good stuff right there. It's 3 gold at least.
Totally worth the 10-minute.
Totally worth the time. Yeah, there's a reason people just skipped it entirely. People want to start with the Atom and the Huntsman first. Wait, which way are we going to?
We don't go
the right way. Yeah, we want to go back to the start.
The way that everyone else did it.
Yeah. Did you do this in Yogs?
Yeah, I did it at when it was max level. Yeah.
Yeah, I did it with Goon Squad. I started playing when Suleiman had just, or didn't start playing, but I started raiding around when Suleiman was just released. So Karazhan had already been like out for a while. So basically,
Yeah.
Most people I did with had already done it, but it was new to me and everything. But yeah.
That was the best feeling ever when you start a new raid and you're like, oh my god, look at this, and you're not sure what to do.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to for Legion, Rob, because we're all gonna start fresh and explore every boss from the very beginning. Poor
remember
ghost
doing, like,
horses.
Was it Zul'Gurub at 60, my first raid ever, and doing Khadgar? That was just insane because I had no idea what was going on. Didn't read no strats because there's no strats around, and that was a bit of an adventure.
Yeah. So this is Midnight. Atom and the Huntsman. This is Horse Midnight. He drops this horse actually. I have it. It's pretty cool. I remember like the crossbow. A lot of hunters and stuff wanted the crossbow early on. And even if you back in the day, if you were a warrior or a rogue, you could have a crossbow in your ranged slot. You don't have that anymore now, but back in the day you could. And since that was a nice chunk of crit and attack power, like a lot of people kind of wanted that thing. I remember actually the very first raid I got the Worgenclont necklace on my rogue, so that was pretty cool. Also, yeah, back in the day there was a whole lot of gem slots all the time in Burning Crusade. Like you can see the gloves of dexterous manipulation have like gem slots. Anyway, does this guy have? This guy doesn't really have any lore in the thing, or it has lore, but not in the dungeon thing. But
try to kill it
cool.
slowly if you can.
I think it's next to impossible. I'm pretty sure we're gonna one-shot it, but
Let me, wait, hold on. Let me punch him. Let's see if it works.
okay. Yeah, because this is actually like a 2-phase fight, or even 3-phase.
Yeah, I want to see him. Yeah. Okay, shall I punch him?
Yeah, go ahead.
Who dares attack the steed?
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, so then like first you attack Midnight for a while, and then he summons Ataman, and then you attack Ataman for a while, and then he mounts up on Midnight, I think. Can you? Okay, yeah, there you go.
Let's disperse this.
Oh, for my.
Let's disperse this petty rebel. It's fine. We'll just kill him now.
Always
At
knew.
least you get to see it.
Someday I will become
Oh no,
haunted.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I remember this is pretty easy boss, of course, but yeah. Again, you could take a different, like you could run in here and run up the stairs here, but we're not gonna. I don't. What I really enjoyed about Karazhan is that it really felt like a place. You know, it would just happen to have bosses in random place. It didn't feel like you were walking through a corridor to more bosses and anything.
Well,
You can also this guy talks to you.
Yeah, Vendor. So you had to clear to him because this is one of the places.
Yeah, this is the only place you could. I'm afraid I'm rather busy fixing horseshoes at the moment. Does that mean we need to clear everything? I think it does.
Oh no, we don't have to clear everything.
But he doesn't. He doesn't repair for me.
What's your?
I need to be. Obviously, I literally stepped into it the first time, so yeah.
Yeah.
You need to be like friendly with a violet eye, and then you have a repair guy there.
Yeah. What actually I liked about Karazhan because every single little bit felt different. So you have you have mini zones within the whole raid zone.
Yeah. Like this entire area feels different than the others because it's down in the stables and everything. Who is Midnight? Midnight is Atom and the Huntsman's personal mount, and never seen a faster, stronger, or mean-spirited horse. And her rider is even more temperamental. Everyone keeps their distance from her lest they get a hoof upside the head from Midnight or a beating from Ataman. Well, he's dead now. So then you go up here. And this is the first time I stepped into this. This is different. This is not like the normal raids full of monsters, because you step in and it's like this ballroom with all ghosts dancing around with like unique animations, by the way, because this is not like just a standard WoW like dance for a human or anything. They have the whole Macarena thing going on or something. So
Oh, it's not. It's like, what the hell is that?
I don't know. They're doing like a line dance or something. It's pretty interesting. Anyway, let's just kill him. Felrush is so good for this, honestly. Yeah, part of the reason why Demon Hunters would be so good for soloing stuff is that their mastery also increases their movement speed, so you're just going to naturally run faster. I think that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, and then this room, like, all the guests are really easy to kill because they're like non-elites. But the stewards aren't easy because they are elites. And then there are
And-
skeletal guys somewhere, and they were
Yeah, the
tough.
servants. Yeah, at the back.
Yeah, the waiters,
they
they
could
were
actually
quite tough.
hurt the tanks really bad.
Yeah, quite badly actually.
They're in this kitchen. I don't know if you want to go there.
We've killed a few. Actually, yeah. Well, let's go in there. Could we have plenty of
I've never
time to-
actually been in here. The scullery.
There's bakers and stuff.
Special shit.
I wonder if there's anything in particular you can get. Oh, I guess you can get her from the, if you want to go from the cellars. The cellars is like down
Okay.
here. Or can you? No, you can't.
No.
It just
There's no-
you can jump
nothing
down
else.
if you want. So that's the thing, like about this raid that feels different. Like there's no real reason to go here, because it's just mobs, you know. But it's cool that it exists, because it makes it feel like it's a real place.
Oh, there's more things down here. This
the
is
hell?
just interesting because I've done this so many times, but I've never been here.
Yeah, because there's like no
actually,
reason to go here, but yeah.
You know what this doorway might be for?
Doesn't this door open up to one of the bedrooms?
So I think this is where the blood prince was. Where
Yeah,
am
I think you
from.
might be right. One of the
So you-
sand lane.
So you can go up from the stables to this place. So there was like once you can go down here to the
Yeah,
stables. where
although I came from the other way.
horsemen-
Yeah. This is after
that
the.
way.
So you can come this way instead. Come around to the side. Man, demon hunters are pretty cool though.
I'm really tempted. But I've stuck with this paladin for 10 years.
Yeah.
Guess I'll have to stick.
It's
to
hard
them,
to drop something like that behind.
especially when I got all the stuff on him, like, you know, rep
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah, rep is a major thing, because that's like one of the things that isn't a compound. So Morose, and he has like guests, and I remember like this was like a pretty tough fight if you didn't know what to do, because Morose keeps vanishing, he's like a rogue, and he keeps like putting ruptures and stuff on people that you can't really dispel, unless you brought like an item from a level 50 Syrian Gorge quest called a loofah, which would get rid of
Oh, yeah.
bleeds. So people kept this quest item around just for Morose to get rid of that thing to make it easier. Eventually they made it so that didn't work above X level or whatever, but that was pretty funny. So these all like the guests all have like different things. One of them's a paladin, there's a
Yeah.
priest or whatever. Generally what you wanted here was you wanted some CC, and since they're all undead, having priests to do like
Paladin.
bind undead was pretty good, and yeah.
Yeah, and they're random, so you wouldn't always get the same ones each week. You would
Yeah,
get
which I
ones-
thought was pretty cool. So we have Baron Race, we have Crispin Fence, Lord Robin Darius, and Lady Catriona.
One's a
I'll try not to kill
paladin,
them.
one's
Unannounced
diction paladin,
visitors.
one's a priest, and one's an armed warrior.
Yeah. And then you had different... Yeah, see this guy just like a Seal of Command. This is... Oh, I remember Seal of Command. Yeah, man. That's the old
Yeah.
Seal of Casino back in the day. Because it was such proc-based, and when it procced, you did tons of damage. I remember actually
I remember
Horde
playing
Paladins and Alliance Paladins was very different. Because Horde Paladins had Seal of Blood, which Alliance Paladins didn't
Which was
have.
much better.
It was way better, yeah, and they worked on this whole system because they didn't have mana, right? Like they couldn't really get any mana, so they only got mana from being healed when they took damage. It was a really weird system. Anyway, so he vanished now, and he's gonna appear right behind one of us, and yeah, there we go. He gave
And
me
you got 5
a
minutes to leave.
5-minute Garrot, which is pretty tough, obviously. I'm gonna take out
Especially
one
when
guy,
he-
and then he blinds you. Yeah, he blinds you as
Yeah.
well.
A typical rogue.
Yeah.
But yeah, so these Garrots actually stack up. Not stack up, but once it goes around the road, a lot of damage coming across the raid, and especially if you're like blinded, it gets tough
Yeah.
for healers.
Yeah, it gets pretty tough if you're blinded. If the tank gets garroted and gouged like I just got,
Where was
and like
I?
everyone has like a stacking bleed. So the longer this fight went, the tougher it was. But yeah, then you just get
Yeah.
terribly clumsy of me. But yeah, this is the guy we see in Hearthstone as well. He's doing the whole the Pocket Watch.
That was a good
it's
tank.
tanking trinket, yeah, give you dodge and stuff. I mean, they might have changed the stats now, because remember there was a lot of different stats back in the day that have now been like made something. Oh, I remember getting the... So I made, actually, originally when I made my Paladin, right, it was because my guild needed tanks. This is like, fuck it, I can tank. But back in the day, you couldn't really tank until you were uncrushable, which meant you needed 102.4% total, avoidance / mitigation or whatever. So you had this sort of like formula of you needed X amount of dodge, X amount of parry, X amount of you know, all that type of stuff, so you could get uncrushable. Because there was always a chance otherwise to get crushing blows, which did way more damage to you. So before I had that, and I still wanted to go do raids, because getting uncrushable before raids was pretty hard. It was possible, but pretty hard. So I ended up like raiding as holy for then, because I figured it's pretty easy, whatever. So I was raiding as holy while picking up some prot gear, and then in the end I just sort of stuck with holy and was pretty much holy for most of the expansion. It was cool.
There was not formula. There was a macro for it, wasn't there?
Yeah.
You wouldn't even have to do calculation. You just press the macro.
Yeah, you copy pasted a macro, and then they basically output a number, and then say, and if it was over 102.4, you're fine. If it's below, you needed to increase X or Y. Holy shit! You can go all the way around here. This is like the best raid, because there's like no reason to go here, but you can, and that makes it feel like it's, you know, special. Oh, there's a door here. Oh yeah, it's locked though, but yeah.
Oh, okay. I see something. It says Trap Soul. You can see that. It says a target here.
Oh yeah, yeah. Trapped soul. It's because it's the other side. Like when you go around the other side. Yeah. Where the ghosts and stuff are.
I think there's an NPC here as well.
I remember there used to be, at a certain point in Karazhan's history, there was like NPCs there that are called rich nobles that dropped a lot of gold.
Here's one.
Oh yeah? I think they've been nerfed now, sadly. But like at the time, there was like, you could, even when you were probably only like in Wrath or something, so you were still only 80 and souling wasn't that easy, really. You could go in there and just run around until you got to the rich nobles and kill like a whole bunch of them and just made a nice chunk of gold. Because they weren't like bosses, so they didn't really like reset. It was kind of interesting.
No problem with that, it just took forever to do.
Yeah.
You wanna go to Maiden?
Yeah, let's go. I'm just killing things, well, because I didn't actually see where you went. There you go. Oh, you're looking like you're turned into a Draenei now.
A Draenei, yeah. I love toys. That is the Orb of Deception.
Orb of Deception, yeah. I sold that one back in the day for a nice chunk of money. I wish I had it now. I can't remember what it was back in there, but I know it was a nice chunk, you know. This was before I was rich, you know. And money meant loves me.
Because now your armor, like,
yeah, that's the best part of it. They made it so much better. Before you got this random set of, yeah. Also, this was cool, because, like, yeah, you knew Karazhan was kind of not a normal place or whatever. But then you go in and it's like, oh, there's all concubines and night mistresses. Oh, and then they have this all cool dialogue and stuff. And then, like, someone saying, like he wanted to bring his imp! Well, I figured I'll try it, and so on. There's a lot of cool stuff. And anyway, it basically turns out that most of these are succubi. They're not just, you know, normal concubines. They're succubi. We don't really get to notice that, because we kill them. But usually I think they turn into them at like half health or something. I remember there were patrols that were tricky here as well. You had to
there were. You had to hug the right-hand side.
Yeah, because otherwise you might pull them when they... Because they stopped somewhere like here. Or something similar, and you were at the wall, you were fine. But if you weren't, you pulled, and then that was usually a wipe.
Medivh is a kinky kind of guy. He does like a party, doesn't he? But the maiden, what's the lore behind her? She seems like a titan. Not a titan, but...
turns out Dalaran from my guild has donated $3, and he said, game seems pretty cool. Thanks, man. It's a pretty cool game, yeah. You should know. I've been playing it for a while. Cheers. I didn't know that. For some reason, the donation sounds are really, really quiet. I can hear the subscription sounds, but donation sounds are either quiet or gone. I think they might have done some change since last night. It was the same during Tales from the Borderlands, actually. Anyway, I'll try to keep an eye on it, though, so yeah, sorry. Alright, so Maiden, yeah, like, this was always a little bit different, because I always wondered why hell it's here, really. It's in the middle of all these, like, concubines, and then you go and you see, like, the giant Maiden of Virtue. This model is, like, reused for Ariaya in Ulduar. Well, sort of. Or, actually, the correct thing is both those reused the model from Uldaman, one of the bosses there. So it's like an ancient Titan construct type of thing. This was tricky. Do you remember the deal about this guy? Like, everyone got silenced, and you had to go in and stand in the consecrate, or not stand in the consecrate and stuff, yeah.
So there's a spell, there's an AoE spell called like Repentance. So you have to stand in the black. I guess we can kind of show it if I.
Yeah, I
disarm
guess we
myself.
could if we just don't kill it, because yeah, the idea is like it repentances you, which is like
The whole raid, and you don't.
yeah, and then you have to take damage to break that. So you have to like go in and stand in the thing to break the repentance. And also every time she does that, you get like holy ground. You're silenced. So if you stand there, you can't really challenge things. So you have to like stay outside to heal.
Consecrate, yeah.
Yeah. But once you were outside to heal, like you could also get repentance. So you need to be ready for like, oh, she's gonna do repentance, and you had to go in here. Oh yeah, like that. Or no, that was just a holy thing. Okay. This could be dispelled.
Line of sight. There's a reason why the pillars were here.
Yeah,
right?
you could definitely line of sight her for things. You know, I think if you line of sight her, she didn't do holy fire on you or something like that. So you had people weave in and out like this to like heal and dispel and everything. And the big thing was, which I thought was a cool mechanic back in the day, because the repentance was like this, you see,
There you go.
incapacitation for like 12 seconds, and you were just like stuck on. But then you had to make sure that you were in the holy ground, because then she would break you out of it. So that was pretty cool. And rip in peace. Rip in peace, mate.
What's the thing with the black hole? Look, there was a black hole on the floor. She cast it, right?
I can't remember the black hole part. This is mostly the mechanics I remember.
Oh no, I'm thinking of another Titan Maiden, probably in like.
Oh, you're thinking of the one in Halls of Stone, I think, is where she is. Yeah. Yeah, she had a similar thing.
Same
where
model,
you have to, yeah. She was called the Maiden of Despair, I think. Anyway, the cool thing about Karazhan as well is that so many of these are actually optional. Like you don't need to kill most of them to get things, but back in the day, like all of the bosses dropped a Badge of Justice, and Badge of Justice was used to buy items, pretty good items, especially once 2.4 came out. And remember, you could buy all these items from the vendor on the Isle of Quel'Donas.
Yeah.
You made it so like, okay, you just go around Karazhan, mostly for the badges and the heroic for the badges, and then you get your kick-ass items from the vendor. They haven't really gotten back to that. They seem to not really like the idea of like saving up currency for gear in the same way. Like lately, they mostly just used Valor for. They started using sometimes Valor only for like bracers and boots and something, so that the main items were still, you know, something you dropped. They always preferred to have it being something you dropped. Anyway, again, like this is an entire room of actually mobs that you can pretty much skip. I think you still had to fight these two, because I remember these two you just pulled, because obviously we were level 100 and we proximity pull.
But yeah, I remember a few times we just played it because it was good breadth.
Yeah, like it just increases violent area. And there was an item you can get at Exalted that give you like a decent amulet or whatever.
Yeah, I think majority of people just like skip this.
Most people
There's
just
no
skip
point.
it, yeah.
But here's the thing, like if you skip them and you go into the upper stage, you turn around, they're all cheering. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't have skipped them, yeah, but no. Anyway, here's also Sebastian, the organist. Greetings! Behold one of the finest musical instruments in all of Lordaeron. It's a true honor to perform for the master and all his guests. Take a seat in the audience, I hear our show is starting soon. So, yeah, cool.
This is the first time I've ever seen this.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit in this raid that you don't even notice, and that's why I like it so much. Because it really feels like this is a place where people live, and then now it's all like haunted and shit, which is why there's spider webs everywhere and all that, but yeah. But a lot of this stuff you just didn't check, because you just ran through them, killed them, you know.
Creepy kiss.
Creepy kiss from Filian, who donated $5, I think. Who says, we use Blessing of Protection on the tank to break the Maiden Repentance. Now I feel old, thanks guys. Yeah, I guess that works as well. Anything that sort of breaks it, that's good. And cheers for the donation, by the way, thanks, very much appreciated. So then you go down here, and you go around the side. I remember all the warriors hated you if you kill these rats, because they wanted to charge to it to build up rage. It's like, oh, I have rage, because there's like a couple of mobs came up, and if they had rage when they started the fight, they did more deeps.
And deeps is everything.
Oh, these are great, because they have emotes and stuff, and because they're all dressed in random things, because they're supposed to be actors, right? And they have, what do they do? Do they have like a? Oh yeah, the stagehands were the hard ones. The performers were easy to kill. The show must go. Yeah, see, it does like spotlight. In the spotlight, all damage increased. And then they have like bad poems they read out and stuff. Bad poetry.
Bad poetry.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what the hell, man? This is just...
But if you look
There's
at
so
the
much
hero,
flavor in this dungeon. It's crazy, actually.
they're playing as an orc shaman.
Yeah, like he is wearing basically the old 5 elements. How many set changes? Same as last time, I suppose. And again, like, this is... You don't need to go here at all. There's, like, nothing here. But there is still stuff here.
I think
Man.
we've still cleared everything.
Yeah,
'Cause
just
of
for rep, I guess, or stuff.
Oh, proximity.
I guess they proximity pull, yeah. And then this is Barnes. Barnes is a card in Hearthstone.
And a
is
very
legendary.
powerful card.
Is he very good? Yeah, he's the one
Yeah,
that
so-
summons 1/1 copies of things.
Just one copy of a
Of a minion that's on the
from your
board. Yeah,
deck.
yeah. Yeah, I was thinking of the Magic Mirror that continuously basically has that effect. Anyway, so this is the one guy where you had to kill something. Like, if you talk to him, he basically says that, like, Morose won't let us start until blah, blah, blah. So you had to go kill Morose before you could do this. But otherwise, yeah. Because I remember I tried to skip him once. There's 3 different options coming up, and one of them was the... What's it called? The Red Riding Hood. And she drops the Wolf Slayer Sniper Rifle, which Simon really wants. I don't know if he has it yet, but... And I was friends with the hunter, and he wanted to do that a lot, so we kept doing this. And at some point, we started skipping everything and go here, and then we realized, oh, you had to actually kill Morose, but yeah. So yeah, first stage, finally, everything's in place. Are you ready for your big stage debut? I'm not an actor. Don't worry, you'll be fine, you look like a natural. Okay, I'll give it a try then. Break a leg. We're so easily convinced. Okay, now we're gonna listen to this guy, because this guy is Michael Bell, and he sounds awesome.
I wonder what we're gonna get this week.
Yeah. Romulo and Julian. Wizard of Oz.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this evening's
We find out in the next
presentation.
sentence.
Yep.
Tonight,
Oh,
we
it's
plumb the depths
Wizard of
the
Oz.
human
Wizard of Oz.
soul as we join a lost, lonely girl.
And
trying
you know the
desperately,
big
with
wigs.
the help of her loyal companions, to find her way home.
Ah! Except all the audience are dead because we killed them.
By a wicked, malevolent crow.
Anti-effect.
I love the audience interactions there.
Will she prevail? Only time will tell. And now, on with the show!
On with the show! Man, he's such a good voice actor, Michael Bell. He's the guy who does Medivh, actually. Not in here, but Medivh back in Warcraft 3 and in the Harbingers short. That's pretty cool.
Are you guys just on this channel or are you streaming?
We're actually streaming. Hi, Revs.
Hi.
So, yeah.
Which one of you is streaming?
I'm streaming.
Tito, we simply must find a way home.
Okay, then I
The
won't
old
say
wizard
bad
will be our
words.
only hope.
Thanks.
Ramen, Roar, Tinhead, will you?
Why are you streaming? Do you stream at this time?
Yes, every Wednesday. It's WoW streams.
What happened to you?
Rythian, it was an advert.
Adverts?
Yeah.
So
I was
I-
reminding everyone to
Oh.
come here at the same time every Wednesday.
Same time every week. Same WoW time, same WoW channel. So yeah, this is obviously Wizard of Oz. With the Tin Man. We have the Cowardly Lion. The Straw Man, I guess? What was it called?
Scarecrow.
Scarecrow, yeah. And then Dorothy herself. So they all have like individual things that they do. I think Tin Man gets weaker if you he rusts and then you can unrust him or something. Oh, and Tito is the dog. I think Roar was weak to fear. You could fear him because it's Cowardly Lion. I can't remember the exact details, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, it wasn't this. I thought it was Raw that did the big wigs when it says "Run away, little girl," but that's obviously little.
That's Red Riding, yeah,
Red Riding
the
Hood,
wolf,
yeah.
the big bad wolf.
You didn't have to go and do that.
This is just really interestingly voiced. Like they put so much voice,
Being an old rust bucket.
so much
to the
voice
old-
effects into this.
Let him make a mattress.
And here's the tornado.
All be over soon.
That's cool cycling.
The crone. This was actually the easy part of the fight. Once you got the other ones down, like she wasn't very hard. She could do some damage, but she wasn't very hard. I like
it
that
was also
she
great
was
as a healer.
Yeah, I can imagine the tornado was pretty rough.
And
But
people doing chain lightning.
yeah. So you had to like
Just
spread out and
just
avoid the
rating.
thing. Yeah, we're doing. Well, I did the quest, right? And then you go to Karazhan for the quest, and then I decided to like go to Karazhan again. And we're sort of taking our time talking about it a lot, pretty much.
Ah, nice. Is the quest was it bugged or is it on halt or what?
No, I think it's just supposed to be like. It's
You
not
get some
bugged.
gloves
It's supposed to
and
be
that's
the next part next week, I think, which
Okay.
is a weird way to cut it off like that. I think because it really feels like it should just continue, especially because like, oh shit, team's attacking, and then it's like, eh. Anyway, helms and and the Wicked Witch's hat, not bad. Sadly, none of
love
us
that
are.
hat,
Yeah, none of us are cloth, so we can't really get it.
I'm still gonna wear it. I don't care.
Oh, enjoy. Now you can start going to more. Oh yeah, here they go. Ghostly Philanthropists. They were the rich ones, if I remember correctly.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump up a channel, but enjoy streaming. Bye.
Cheers, man. See ya.
Bye.
Yeah, so this was like the reward a little bit, because if you'd wiped a lot, at least you got some gold back here from the Philanthropists. And in fact, I think we turned right, like here, or you go up the stairs there, but you could continue for a while. Yeah.
What's no? I think
Because you can continue right here, right? To the...
You want to go up there, but there's nothing.
I
here,
swear I
right?
saw... Oh, they're above us.
Above us, yeah.
I guess, yeah,
There's
I
two
guess you
there,
do always
and-
go up here, yeah.
And there's on the opposite side. No, nothing. We have to go up anyway.
Well, it's here that you can continue going this way. Oh yeah, these ones were the ones that you usually skipped. Rip in peace. Man, the music there is great.
So this way. Now we're going to what?
Now we're going to like the
the zoo.
library areas, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember at one point. Well, we'll get to the statue soon, but yeah. So now, oh shit, yeah. But even before the library, we go to this place because we're going around the backside of the thing now. Yeah, where there's a bunch of more ghostly-looking ghosts than normal. I remember you could you needed a key to get in through this path.
Yep.
You can't do it
shut the door.
anymore, I think. I
You
think the
can't.
key
Yeah, I
isn't
tried
there.
it. I've got the
Yeah.
key, but yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It teleports you back to the bottom.
Yeah.
Um,
Anyway,
yeah,
this case is interesting because there used to be a long quest chain, a really long quest chain, to get the urn here to summon Nightbane. And a lot of people were basically arguing who was the final boss. This was such an interesting raid because people were arguing like who's the final boss? Netherspite the final boss? Malchusar the final boss? Nightbane the final boss? But I guess it depended on which order you did it. But now you just
think
sort of
it's
click
Malchusar,
the urn. Yeah, I think so too. Where's the urn? Where do we click
Right
it?
here, right here. I click it.
Yeah, click it. I can actually click it, interestingly. I guess you will need...
I've done it.
Yeah, it's
I
interesting
had
though.
to earn.
Yeah, I had it too on my characters, but I swear they made it so that you could use it. Anyway, so you click the thing and an ancient being awakens in the distance.
So
While
what's
you
the
do
story
the
behind
quest chain,
Nightbane?
you actually see how Nightbane comes to be. He was a normal dragon first, and then basically he was in a fight with Medivh, and Medivh turned him into this, pretty much. Yeah, I am supposed to be streaming today. I stream Wednesday, Warcraft Wednesdays.
At 2 p.m. Everyone.
2 p.m. to 5 p.m.
Oh.
Oh.
We don't kill. No, we won't kill him. You'll see
Yeah,
what
yeah.
happens. 'Cause
Yeah,
you get to see
basically.
his phases. Yeah.
Yeah, miserable vermin. I shall exterminate you from the air.
This is where you spread out.
Yeah, you had to spread out a little because then the bones spawn. The rain of bones with the restless skeletons.
And you take AoE damage at the same time.
Yeah. This is a pretty tough fight. I remember having quite a lot of problems with this, like, compared to most of the fights in Karazhan for a while. It's one of the tougher ones. But yeah, he just summons skeletons for you. For you to kill.
It was very handy if you had like a paladin tank and you just
Yeah.
screw 'em
Everyone
up and
sort
you
of
stun them.
stood nearby the... Yeah, obviously the Holy Wrath and
and
Consecration was great for that. Takes a deep breath. And he's doing more Rain of Bones.
I think
And then
this fight used to
everyone
take
gets
like
their
10 minutes.
exchanges. It took a
stayed,
while, yeah, because like you had multiple air phases. I mean, we
Yeah,
won't
like
have
3.
that now, hopefully, but he'll
The
go
air
through the air
phases have-
phases.
It happens every 25%, right?
I think so,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
So it's like
you'll
a
get 3.
shift back and forth. Insects, let me show you my strength up close.
So we pretty much just got all 3 at once because he's got
Yeah,
down to
because we
1.
just got him down to, well, 1 HP, basically. He's
And
a
when he
pretty
gets
cool
his-
model, actually, honestly. It was like the first skeletal dragon. They remade it, because he basically is exactly like a dragon model, but with oh no! We should have killed him!
We should kill him.
Oh no, it's fine. He's still set up close. It's just gonna take a little short lap, a short little victory lap. And he's gonna land again.
Because he does like a fire patch or something like that.
Yeah. But there we go.
There we go.
I wouldn't get rid of him. Oh, the staff. Not a bad
The
looking
model.
staff. Yeah.
I actually like that. I like the look of it, to be honest.
But yeah, Nightbane. Like a lot of people thought he was pretty damn hard. And he was pretty hard, but yeah. And I'd agree Malkazar is the last one. He's at the top of the tower and everything.
I think he was probably more tough. He's the toughest boss here.
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, we need to go around here now.
There was like a cheese was it strategy, but what's that?
Yeah, you had to. What is this?
It's
It's the different path. Yeah.
There's 2 sides.
Yeah.
Where with Malkazar you could cheese it with the door strategy, but I'll show you later on.
Yeah. No, I remember trying to, and sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. So we just had to do it the normal way, basically.
So these things are they ghosts or are they spirits? Because you said they were ghosts, but I think they're more like.
I mean,
spirits,
they're
right?
ghastly haunts, but they look like. Well, I mean, what's the difference between a ghost and a spirit? I guess it's just most of the ghosts, quote unquote, we've seen so far have just looked like, humans. They sort of keep their shape.
Humanoids.
Well, these are more like feral spirits of some sort, Yeah, we're climbing all the way around the broken. I wonder actually, like, what caused this level of destruction on Karazhan on this side. That was like, oh, you look like Little Winston now.
Alright. I love this. Is it to do with like?
Well,
if you look at the
Karazhan has been abandoned for quite a while.
Yeah.
Honestly, like ever since, because Karazhan was like the where Medivh used to be, and then Medivh became evil, and then Medivh got killed, and then like all of like his security mission stuff was still around, because Khadgar wasn't really around either. He went around doing a bunch of different stuff, and then he went to Outland and everything. So
he actually talks about it in that quest you done just before this.
yeah,
He's like talking about all the security measures, but not all of them actually worked. Like these
Yeah.
ones work because they're the arcane watchmen. Although I guess the staircase was kind of neglected or stopped working.
yeah. I remember at one point we were in a raid. One of us went AFK, so the rest of us were standing around, and we all basically practiced to see who could get to the top of the statue, because you could actually get pretty far on this thing. I think it's a bit cheating if you're a demon hunter, but
Yeah, double jump. Yeah. Okay, I'm not even gonna try to compete. That looked way too easy.
It is
never
way
used to
too
take
easy
that-
for demon hunter. It was very hard otherwise.
It took
but
like
yeah.
2 or 3 minutes just to get to the top. That was just
Yeah.
like.
And I just what was that? What was that? That was a donation for filling again. Which raid would you like to be remastered from modern times if you could? Also, Medivh going nuts blew up Karazhan. It's in the Last Guardian novelization. Yeah, I remember reading that book actually. There's one of the better WoW books. I was thinking something like that as well. Like that's part of everything was that part of what blew up Karazhan. Which raid I would like remaster? I mean, Karazhan would be the obvious one, honestly, and they've hinted at that might very well be the case. That might be the mega dungeon coming in 7.1, possibly. I think this is one of the ones that is the most interesting that could be remastered and remade to have cool stuff again. Because this is like the most unique one, I think.
I would agree, but then I hate the concept of them remastering old content. 'Cause they've done it so much that I wouldn't feel like it's nostalgic. I just think it's Blizzard being lazy because they've done it so many times. So I mean, if they did it like not so often, they'll be like, oh wow, Karazhan, I'll be super hyped. But that wouldn't sound too good to me. Don't know what you think about that.
I kind of agree. Like new stuff is usually cooler, but If it's like 1 or 2 dungeons every expansion or something, that's fine, I think. You got to do Sul'Gurub and Suleiman again in Cataclysm. They brought back Scholomans and, you know, the Scarlet Dungeons. I think that was mostly fine. I didn't really think that was a big problem. As long as it's not just old school stuff, you know. Oh, so what was the deal with these guys? Like, these guys didn't take any damage until you burned their mana, and all the Siphoners stole people's mana, which is why when you kill them, you got this thing where, like, everyone gets mana.
It's the anomalies that give you the loose mana, but as you see, the anomalies that don't have a health bar, they have a mana bar.
Yeah.
So whenever you hit them, they lose mana.
Yeah.
But I remember being a warlock, just spamming Seed of Corruption and see everything done. And you won't have to worry about losing mana because you're a warlock.
Yep, because you just life tap. It was less fun if you were another class.
So the deal with the Curator. So, what's his deal?
So the Curator is basically supposed to be the supreme guardian of this part of this area. So he's always there about like the menagerie. It's for guests only. He's basically a robot. It's like the robot is robot, and he's pretty cool. I always really like his lines. Actually, I'm gonna pull him in, and like we're gonna have his lines.
Okay.
Without killing him.
I'm about to say I'll give that impression like 6 out of 10. It was not bad, but yeah.
Menagerie is for guests only. That's how it is basically. And he says like a bunch of stuff, and he has like pretty interesting raid mechanics. He summons sparks and stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah, these sparks, they got a lot of them, and then you kill them, and then they chain lightning and stuff. And you had to put people on flare duty. It's fairly basic ad stuff, really, but there's multiple faces for this guy as well, if I remember correctly.
You have to kite these flares, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, until people kill them.
Yeah, someone had to kite them. Let's just say this one's following me.
Yeah.
It's not getting close to me, so that means it's not doing damage, but range would have to swap to them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of people that didn't in Karazhan, they will probably miss all these like mechanics and all that.
I think so, but especially because if you were doing them like late game, when everyone was decked out in Black Temple gear and stuff, like even then you could mostly brute force a lot of the things. But if you were doing this while you were still like progressing through Suleiman or trying to gear up so you could do Tempest Keep, then you had to actually care about the mechanics in this for a fair bit.
See, his mana bar is going down.
Yeah, I think when he goes to 0, he starts.
Explodes.
No, I think he starts recharging.
And then he's vulnerable, right?
Will be strictly enforced. Yeah, because I remember he took like less damage or more damage or something during this phase.
Yeah, it probably takes more damage when he's recharging.
I can't actually. I don't notice any of his any debuffs, but we'll see what happens once he goes to no mana.
Yeah, and the tank takes less damage as well because obviously he's recharging. So I think that was the time where where all the healers stopped attacking. Yeah, all the healers, the tanks, everyone just went.
I think your judgment. Oh, there we go. So,
200%,
evacuation. All damage taken is increased by 200%. So this was like the burn phase because he was out of mana, and then this is where you did all your damage. This is where he popped Bloodlust and went for it, and then he goes back up to full mana again, and it all ends. Anyway, pretty cool fight.
Is no longer operation.
Let's see if we get any pet. You've got
anything
the
good?
No.
Hunter, Mage, Warlock. There's a problem because it was a 10-man instance. You only got one token every time you did it. It took some time, but yeah, this is in Karazhan. You got the gloves and headpiece of the tier 4 set, and tier 4 set was pretty cool for a couple of classes. The Paladin one is kind of similar, like I want to say iconic looking, but that makes it sound like it's super cool. I just mean that like it was kind of, oh yeah, the tier 4, like everyone sort of recognizes it, you know.
It was iconic because if you look at the case cover for Burning Crusade.
Yeah. Marad is wearing the tier 4, and using the hammer of the Naru.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So this one is mana feeder. Like, do they work the same way as a Siphoner? No. Oh yeah, melee attacks drain mana and cause arcane damage.
Yeah, and if you're a caster, or do any magic, you do no damage then.
Yeah, they're immune to magic damage or something, so you had to like have your melee kill them basically, or your hunters. Yeah. Hunters always existed in that sort of position of being the best of both worlds. ranged
an
but
NPC.
physical, you know. Yeah, there's NPCs you can talk to. Rythian. Your presence there is interfering with my very important work. Please leave it once. Where was I again? Yeah, they're just sort of like... I don't want to say friendly, but like neutral ghost. Trap card? GG. $10 from Voxiel, thank you very much. Hey Rythian, you're one of my favorite YouTubers. I really like your content. Keep doing what you're doing. Oh man, thanks a lot. That's really cool to hear. Thank you. Thank you very much for the donation. That's really cool. Yeah, so there's like a bunch of like friendly NPCs. I think there's 3 or maybe just 2. I remember there is a quest to do, like to go talk to these guys. I think it's part of the attunement quests for.
I think there's one for the warlock, wasn't it? For like you have to get a vial from here. Somewhere.
Yeah, I think so. But I remember like there was 2 attunement quests. One for Tempest Keep and one for one for Black Temple and one for Hyjal. And for Hyjal, part of it was killing Kael and Vash, but like there was also one for getting in there. Anyways, there's Gradav, the Warlock. And you had to go do something. And one of them was the Nightbane quest? Or was the Nightbane quest not... It was inside Karazhan as well, right? There's a lot of stuff going on.
It's been a long time, I can't remember.
It's been a long time to remember every detail. But yeah, the Revolved Attunement quests and stuff is pretty cool.
I knew there was like a vial we had to get from here, but I don't exactly remember what for. But a lot of the time, you can just skip all of this and come up there.
Most people just run straight up and just like skip as many as they can because, well, once you don't need rep anymore.
It's a long long raid instance, like.
It is, yeah. Like it took some time. I remember we used to on weekends we had like a speedrun Karazhan, and we one-tanked everything, and we brought like at least 2 freshly dinged 70s, and then we had a bunch of other people who just came here with great gear here for badges basically. And we like timed this every time, trying to do it as fast as possible, to sort of make it fun for us, and that was kind of fun. But yeah, like this is really like this felt like a goddamn epic raid. You know, it's like tens of bosses, and you know it felt like pretty big. Oh yeah, this guy's exploded.
Yeah, even if you look at the geometry, like look how big the instance feels. Like the staircases.
We're like maybe halfway through right now. Yeah. Like we've done a lot already, and like multiple bosses. Hell, let's look at the thing. So the servant quarters, fine. We might not count that, but then Ataman, Morose, Maiden, Opera, Nightbane, Curator. We still have like 5 bosses left. So yeah. So now we're like properly in the library proper, the giant library.
If you actually look over the edge, it just feels epic and grand because the whole building's huge.
Yeah, and you can fall down, you know, like if you like I just did. So I mean that works.
There's no guardrails for dummies.
I'm a demon hunter, so it's all good. The inbuilt glide and stuff is pretty good. I guess, you know, mages have slow fall and priests have levitate, so it's not like new that a class can survive falls or anything, but still pretty cool that it happens automatically. Yeah, you can bubble and so on. And yeah, hunters can disengage, warriors can do heroic leap, rogues can grappling hook. Like everyone usually has some way to survive a fall, but yeah. Oh, and then the quote-unquote secret boss, which
next one.
Yeah.
Down here.
It's like secret quote-unquote because I mean, if you just mouse over, you see that something's going on. But I can imagine a lot of people just sort of walk past, you know. Yeah. So this guy is actually one that can drop a illusion. So let's hope.
Illusions and a pet because I think I need a pet as well.
Oh yeah, he does drop a pet. That's true. I have it already. Yeah. Terrestrian Illhoof.
I remember this. Yeah, did you get sacrificed, right?
Yeah. You get sacrificed. He like picks one person, and then like he's in the circle and he's being sacrificed, and you have to like kill people around. Also, he summons an imp, and then if you kill the imp, like while the imp is up, he's like buffing the Illhoof, and then you kill the imp, and he like drains life from Illhoof or something when he dies. Anyway, let's see what happens if we start without attacking him.
You're just
I can punch him. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, there's kill wreck. So I think he'll sacrifice in a bit.
there's more to it. Like
Oh yeah, and he
portals.
summons. Oh
Yeah.
right, I remember
So
he
you have to
summoned
kill everything
so
in the
many imps.
portals.
Yeah, 'cause he summoned so many imps. There we go, sacrifice,
so
and you have to kill the chains. Yeah, otherwise you. Do you have a debuff or something ticking down, or are you just?
Yeah, 20 seconds. But the thing is, I'm drained only 1,500 a second, I think, or something like
Yeah,
that. But
which is
the
obviously
problem
more at the
for
time.
me,
But
yeah, but the problem for me was clicking the chains because I didn't
Yeah.
really run. Was it the tool, the bars over the head? So I had to
nameplates.
tab.
Oh yeah.
And
So
and
the
when
tab
you have to tab
targets.
through all these imps,
And all these
the
imps is like, where
yeah,
is it? Where is it?
took
Where is
forever.
it?
And you're panicking, like you need help your buddy, and like you
Yeah.
can't do anything. So he summoned them again. Oh,
Yeah, I figured it was enough.
fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Oh, cloak though. That
Is it,
fairly okay looking
you-
cloak. I'm gonna need that. You can need it as well if you want it, but yeah.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
Add to the transmogs. Yeah, Mad Mouse is saying he had a macro to target. Yeah, that's a good idea. I remember I had
Yeah.
the same thing. / target demon chains. It's pretty handy. I remember kicking people out of the raid for not having a target macro. yeah, I know. It's the thing, yeah. And when we brought the newbies on the speedruns, it was like, okay, here's the deal. Like, when someone gets target, you turn and target. Like, normally they didn't do that great DPS, right? Because they were in greens and stuff, while we were all mostly in, purples. But even then, like, when there's only 10 people in the raid, and you have at least 4, if not 5, that is like tanks or healers, it's still a pretty noticeable part that you want people to, like, if they're not DPSing correctly, you're losing out a lot of it. Alright, the private library door.
Eventually I use like focused macro targets. So you focus the best DPSer and then
Then just like target his target, yeah. That's good stuff.
So Aran, who is he?
This is a shade of Aran, so he's not actually Aran, but it's like a shade left behind. And Aran is Nilesy Aran, it's his last name. Nilesy Aran is Medivh's dad. Way back before Warcraft 1, the Guardian of Tirisfal, Egwene, was like the defender of the world, and she fought Sargeras and stuff. And then inevitably she decided that instead of like having the Council of Tirisfal decide who would be the next Guardian, she would basically have a child and transfer her power over to that person. So she met the court magician, Nilesy Aran, and together they had a baby, Medivh. Fortunately, Medivh kind of got possessed by Sargeras and all hell broke loose and the portal opened up. Didn't go as planned. But yeah, either way. So the fun thing is, you can fight Shade of Aran, which is cool. If you came to this fight and you had that Tiesh, which was the legendary item that dropped in Naxxramas back in the very end game of Vanilla, he has a specific line for that. It's like, where did you get that? Did he give it to you? And so on and so on. He has a lot of great lines, actually. And we're going to start the fight, but not kill him.
I'll not be tortured again!
He's pretty insane, but yeah, he does a lot of standard mage stuff. This guy's the main thing that made this guy unique was Flame Wraith. He summons basically circles of flames around everyone, and people have to not move. So they have to sort of stand. They have to stand inside the fire, but not in the fire. If you move from the fire, fucking the raid blew up. Like it's just explosions, and it was great, So everyone was like, "Don't move, Flame Wraith, don't move." It was a big deal. We had a guy in our guild who always moved. It's called Janoff, and he's always moving. Here we go, Flame Wraith.
You should have had it when Morose used to rage when someone moved. Like, this is.
So you have to stay inside this.
Yeah.
If you move outside.
I'm gonna move
Okay,
outside.
nothing happened now. Actually, try to move outside. Why is nothing happening?
Oh
no! There we
you
go. There we go.
Slight delay.
Slight delay, but yeah, it worked.
There was room
Obviously, like not only did the raid take the fire damage, it also we also took falling damage. Oh yeah, and he pulls everyone in, does arcane explosions. Everyone's like, run to the walls. The font I use for the uniframes is called Expressway, and yeah, it's really good. The best way, I don't know if we can probably stand around and fight him for a while, but when he runs out of mana, that's really cool. Actually, we should do that. $5 from Dice Wolf 05. $5. Hey, keep it up, and Kim, I finished your... Okay, this seems to be like a high rollers donation. I'll read it out anyway, but... Kim, I finished your Q and O. Sorry if I misspelled it. How do you... I send it to you. Now, Trot, Matt, and Katie, which one of your weapons do you want me to make for you guys? And Kim, when you get it, be careful, it's very sharp. Yeah, that was probably meant to be a high rollers donation. I'll try to see if I can remember to remind them to read it out. Anyway, so his mana is, what, 60% or something? We'll see if we can stick around until it gets to 0, because it's pretty funny, actually.
What Madden Move 5 is saying, you can't actually tank him. So yeah, I remember all the tanks just going to their... What did they do? Cause
well, there were ads, right? Like, he spawns elementals and stuff, or maybe that's...
Ah, yeah, was it to the end?
Yeah, I think right now, the tank, like in the beginning, tanks just sort of DPS until the ads start spawning. But yeah, he was untankable because he was a mage. He doesn't really have aggro in the same way. Just kept casting spells.
Yeah, arcane stuff.
Good old Niels around. I really liked fighting him because it really felt like you were fighting like a mage on steroids. Except for the whole flame wraith thing, I guess that was kind of unique. But otherwise, he did Blizzard, he did arcane missiles, he did all these kinds of cool things, you know.
He was never a archmage or a grand mage, was he?
He was it was the court magician, and he was like powerful, but not like the most powerful or anything. There's very little details about exactly who he was as a person. He's just kind of there to be the person who was Medivh's dad and Egwin's, you know, husband. I get the feeling, from what little I know, there wasn't a lot of love in the relationship. It was more just a matter of politics and convenience and so on. Oh, he didn't actually pull me in because I was already rooted.
There's a seal tome I can read.
Oh yeah, in Karazhan, yeah, there's a whole bunch of tomes around, and you could read them, and then you got like effects. Yeah, I remember the DPS one turned you into like an old school Worgen before the new Worgen came. Like you could proc and turn into Worgen. The healer one summoned a bunch of ghostly healers that helped healing. Legacy Melting, I guess that would be the tank one. Chance to increase your... I guess you turned into... I don't know if you turned into anything for that. Flame Wreath again. Oh, he's almost out of mana.
Don't move, don't move. There's only one tome I found, so...
Yeah, well, they're around the library in general, I think. There's a particular one room we'll be getting to eventually where there's like a whole bunch of books on the floor.
Ah, yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Someone says, as a Shadow Priest, I had to mana burn this guy instead of using my usual spells. Oh, yeah, because, I mean...
Sense, yeah.
That makes sense, but then again, like... We'll see what actually happens when he runs out of mana. I'm pretty sure it's not a huge deal, is it? Because, well, he just... Well, you'll see, basically. This guy is annoying. I hope you mean Aran and not me, but yeah, thanks. Yeah, he was a cool boss fight, I think. But I remember, like, he was one of the bosses that you really started noticing if one person in the group screwed up, because that could screw you over a lot if someone kept moving. Oh, here we go.
Polymorph. Mass polymorph.
Yeah, he mass polymorphs and starts drinking to get back his mana.
Yeah, mana, yeah.
It's
I made a mana crystal.
And then he can cast Pyroblast. Boom.
Oh man.
He did Presence of Mind. Yeah, it's a good old pump pyro. It's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Surely you would have denied an old man as your replenishing ring. But yeah, that's basically it for Shade of Aran. It's cool. It's cool, dude. Rapscallion boots. I'll take those. And a Pendant of the Violet Eye. Each spell will gain a 20-second stacking bonus of, well, versatility. I probably was spared or something back in the day. Yeah, it's healer trinket, I guess.
I think yeah, it's a healer trinket. That's a well, yeah, you can't tell what it is anymore, but
yeah, because they keep changing all the stuff.
Remove stats.
Yeah, they removed armor penetration. They removed multi-strike. They removed spirit. They removed bonus armor and so on.
Spell hit.
Spell hit. Yeah, well, and hit in general. Hit rating for both spells and spell damage. You know, and shadow damage and everything. They've changed a lot of stats. Madmas is saying the trinket was really good for mages. So yeah, it might have been just a DPS trinket as well. You know, might not have been just spirit. Got this gone. Multi-strike could have been a lot of things, honestly. But
there was something about this room, wasn't there?
Well,
Like
there was like mobs that appeared and redisappeared, I think, or something. And also, here's where you
I
could
thought they
find all
did
the
change.
books. Yeah, they go
I
from
thought they-
spell shades to sorcerer shades, or they
Yeah, yeah.
respawn or despawn. Let's see if I can find another book. I remember always mousing over every book in this place, but it seems like there's not one here right now.
That's strange because there used to be like tons.
Yeah, because you got multiple people in the raid to have them. Nope, there's nothing here. But there's another room with a bunch of books. Up here, I think, yeah. Tons of books here as well.
Oh, disappeared.
Yeah, they sort of fade in and out.
They fade
As far as I
in
can
and out.
see, I don't really see any books here either. That's fine, that's fine. This would have been
shame.
really cool to see them, but yeah.
The Worgen one, yeah. I put
Yeah.
the Mount King one on right now. All it does
Yeah.
is that when I take damage, I get a little bit larger.
That's kind of cool anyway. Oh yeah, and then suddenly you go here and it's like, what the fuck, ethereals? And that makes sense, because basically they're literally here to steal shit. Like, they're here to like, we found like, no one is here in Karazhan. Let's take all the cool stuff that's sitting around, you know? Hell, and you even run into one of them and it's just like, hey man, I'll sell you stuff. That's pretty cool. Alright, I'm
And
mousing over all
there's
the
a
books.
trader down here, isn't there?
Oh, found a book! Sealed
Oh,
tome.
you found a book. What is it?
It is... Oh, Mountain King. Oh well, it's something. So now you could go two different ways, right? You could go up for chess and nether spite, and down for up for nether spite and down for chess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go to nether spite.
Yeah, he was a cool boss. I liked it because it's
He
so
was really
different.
cool.
Different compared to everything else.
Yeah, he felt really unique. I mean, I thought it was really cool to see him in the first place because it was literally like a. Let's just check for books. Oh, another sealed tome.
Oh, alright.
Can you have two at the same time? Wrath of the
Um,
Titans.
Oh, nice. DPS
Granting your
one.
harmful spells a chance to deal this. That should be more for you actually, because you do more spells than me, I think.
Sure.
I mean, not that it really matters, but
That is-
obviously, like,
that- yeah.
yeah, oh, we gotta optimize the deeps. But yeah, I just figured just in case you'll get an effect or something.
Oh, you can
So,
only have
yeah.
one at a time.
Ah, okay. Well, you can get
That-
rid of the Titan Stone or something.
Yeah. No, yeah, automatically.
So this is So I always wondered like what the deal was with this guy. Like, is he a Nether dragon? Probably, because he drops a Nether egg. But he's clearly slightly ghostly, you know. So there's something special about him. Anyway, this fight was really interesting because he summoned all these portals, different colored portals that shot beams, and if all of them hit him, they buffed him. So instead, you like, each beam has like an effect, right? And they did different things to you. So you had like melee standing in some, tank standing in some, and everything. Let's see if we can summon the beams.
From what I remember, the red one was for the tank, and you use tank swap, and I think the green one was for the healer, and there was a blue one for the DPS. But we'll see. Oh, there's a purple one. Is it purple or is it red?
The purple one is probably where the melee take is. They're behind. Okay, so I've got the red one now. Stacking
got
damage
the-
taken reduced and defense increased and health increased. So yeah, that's definitely the tank one. So you want that one because
And
otherwise
come
that
on.
goes to another spite. Which one do you have? You have what are yours
Nether
do?
portal dominant. So it deals damage increase 5% and it's always stacking, so you're gaining more. And reduce. So receive less spell damage by 130%. So I guess you receive less damage and you gain damage buff.
Oh, I remember this one, the healing one. Healing done increased, spell cost reduced, but also maximum mana reduced. So you start getting like none of them. And then every now and then he spawns these things underneath the ground, which is damage. But yeah, the key is you don't want him to get the beams, obviously. And then he goes into a rage, which I don't really know what it does. Oh right, and then once you've taken the beam for a while, you can take the beam for another 2 minutes. So yeah.
Oh shit, yeah.
That's basically it though, and then he does like breaths and other dragon type stuff and knocks you back and things. But this was a really cool fight. You because not everyone could stand in the beams at all times. He moved them in and out and so on. And it was important that if you stood in it, you stayed standing in it. Because if you got knocked back, you couldn't take it for another 2 minutes. And it was really important that Nether Spite didn't get the beams. Alright, I'm gonna kill him. He cries out in withdrawal, opening gates to the Nether. Yeah, okay, well, down you go. Yeah, he drops a Nether Wing. He didn't actually used to drop that back in the day. Like, that's something they added later, like after. Like, it was pretty cool. Oh, the Spite Blade. That's a pretty cool looking sword, honestly.
You can
Yeah.
need that.
Cool. How's Nether Spite? He's pretty special.
So what's the lore about him? Like he's there in an observatory with a telescope.
It is really interesting. Yeah, I don't
But
actually
why is
know
he there?
why. Like, why is Nether Spite here? What is he doing? Why is there like a ghostly Nether Dragon here? Because there's a whole storyline going on with the Nether Drakes in Shadow Moon Valley. But why is a ghostly Nether Dragon in Karazhan? Who knows? There's a lot of weird stuff going on in Karazhan. Like, there's a lot of demons and spirits that have come here because it's like it was positioned on like the ley lines of magical energy where things like have a really strong effect, and everything is always a little bit weird here, but yeah, still a bit interesting. I don't know why Nether Spite is here. I don't remember a particular storyline about him exactly either. No! Oh!
No, I feel that. I was like, it's not gonna happen.
It almost worked.
Alright, I'll wait for you.
Thanks.
See, kids, this is why you don't take shortcuts. Just wonder where you're gonna land. Are you gonna land next to the Illhoof place? Yeah, you are.
Yeah,
I
probably.
think.
To run a long way around.
But lucky enough,
Wait, no,
you've
this
got
is
a lot of mobility and
Yeah.
you're back.
I wish I could. Wait, can I jump?
No more shortcuts. No more shortcuts.
No, I think this might actually. No, maybe not.
You can
Okay.
keep on going that way. Yeah, you
Probably
need to go
safest.
upwards. Yeah.
Magnethead said you wanted another Drake, but you couldn't stomach the grind. Understandable. It was a bit grindy, but for me, when I played, I never thought I'd be raiding because when I played in vanilla, I never reached max level, but a friend of mine did, and I watched him raid a lot of like Molten Core and some of Zul'Gurub and stuff, and mostly Molten Core, and it looked so boring. Molten Core looked like the worst possible time. So just a giant fire cave with giant fire elementals and earth elementals and rock elementals and fire and rock and lava, and he was there for 5 hours, and there's a lot of standing around, and you know, it just seems so boring. This is like, you know what, raiding's not for me. I just want to quest and do my own stuff. I think that's what I want to do. But then I hit endgame, and it's like, okay, well, I need a new goal now. And like, first goal was like, okay, let's make enough money to get epic flying so that I can fly around on an epic mount. And then the next goal is like, okay, next goal, I want to get myself a goddamn Nether Drake, because they looked really cool. And I've just been running around on a stupid Wind Rider all the time, like a Nether Drake was a giant step up.
Yeah.
So that was like my goal, and I worked for that a long time, and then when I finally got it, I was like, this is it! I'm done! Wow, it's done! And it's like, I don't really know what to do now, really. And then randomly one day I was just invited to a raid, then we went to Tempest Keep, and then we did Karazhan, and it's like, okay, this is actually awesome, I'm gonna raid forever now.
This trade is here randomly. Like, we come across a few ethereals that were hostile. And
Yeah.
This one just has.
Well, this guy, if you notice, he's tagged up as being a member of the
Consortium.
Consortium, which are basically
Yeah.
neutral. You can gain rep with them and so on. Hello, Icy Lemon 1. I'm good. I'm good. It's time to do chess. So we did chess in Hearthstone. It was a little bit different, because I mean, there's only so many ways you can you show chess in a very different way. Have you soloed this? I have soloed this, and it's kind of tricky, but if you know what to do, it's not too bad. If you remember, a couple of weeks ago, Lewis and Shin played right after me, and they waved about 4 times for this. We're not going to do that, because we're good. So I'm going to tell you what to do ahead of time. Okay, so when we start, you go into this peon ahead of me and move him ahead a step. I will do the same on the other side. When you're done with that, you drop out of it, and then we're going to move into the demons, and we're going to move them into where the grunts were, so on this spot.
Yeah.
And then we move out of those. Then we move into these grunts in front of the warlock and the king, one step ahead, basically. And then we move out of those, and then we move into the king and the warlock. Which do you want to be, the warlock or Blackhand?
I'll be the warlock, yeah.
Okay, and I'll be Blackhand. And at that point on, it's pretty straightforward. We just attack King Lane and move out of the fire, and then we'll win, and it should be fine. Okay, so first the peon, move one step forward, leave, and then move the demon where it was, and then we move the peons in front of the king and the warlock one step forward, and then we move into the king and the warlock, and we should be good.
Simple enough.
Should be good, yeah? Let's do this.
Yeah.
Right, Medivh, let's let the games begin. Oh, we're just control the king. Okay, fair enough. Alright, so here we go.
Sounds fine.
And the moves begin. You always have to wait a little while before you can move in again.
Strength and honor.
Yeah, 10 seconds, yeah.
Man,
You can't
that
use
footman
it.
moved for a head. So no, originally, obviously, you were 10 people for this, so you had a lot more people that could do things at the same time. But it was always pretty easy when you were that many people. So people were kind of joking about, oh no, we wiped on chess. It was very unlikely you'd
shit.
wipe when you were multiple people, but yeah.
Sounds
I thought we
fine.
killed this one. Oh, never mind.
Sudsung.
You moved. It's supposed to be the one in front of the warlock, but it's fine.
What do you need?
It's fine. I can move that one as well if you want to be the king or something now.
Alright, I'll be the king.
It's just important though you have space for. Okay, are you gonna move into the grunt? Okay, good. Then I'm gonna be ready because Medivh is gonna cheat any second now, and I'm gonna be ready to make sure to move where the fire lands.
You don't.
I'm gonna go in. Actually, I should have done this before first.
Break
Actually,
their bones.
when I should have gone in and bloodlusted. There we go. Why am I turned around? This is dumb.
Alright, so I
I'll
just
turn
need...
this in a second. Nah, just poison the king and firebolt the rest of the time, basically. And we should be good. He's turned around as well.
This is simple enough.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. The only problem is we need to move quickly when Medivh cheats, because then like we're gonna have to be fire when moving it. Here we go. He's gonna cheat. Yep, move back we go.
Sounds fine.
So hurry up and move back so that you don't stand in the fire.
I'm moving back.
Yeah. Why did my guy turn around? Yours didn't.
Ah, see, pro plays.
Yeah, pro
I
plays.
got the aimbot.
The best part now is that like if they kill the grunt, they will basically come stand in the fire, which is good.
Sounds fine.
Is that fire permanent?
It stays for a while. I don't want to say completely permanent, but it stays for quite a while.
He's getting healed. Hello.
Yeah, he's getting healed by the conjurer, but we should be doing fine.
Should we kill the conjurer? No.
No, I think it's still better just to go on the thing. Okay, here we go. He's gonna probably start walking right into the fire. Because I don't think he reaches us yet.
Oh, there you go. Well,
Why is he moving there? Okay, well that's fine. I mean, the demon is taking some damage from the fire, but like he's gonna do damage to him. Can we hit him? No, we can't hit him yet. I'll move in front when I can, when there's no fire, basically.
Interesting.
There we go.
Destroy them.
Oh, you can cleave him now.
Why
Not
does he
me.
turn around?
Why are you doing that?
I'm not doing it on purpose, I swear.
If we wipe, I'm blaming you.
Yeah. I mean, it's not my... Oh shit, that was a huge heal on lane.
Yeah.
That's fine, we'll kill him. Maybe we should take out the conjurer. I think he'll be fine though, I'm cleaving a lot.
I think he's dying quick enough, yeah.
Yeah.
Once you're able to melee him at least.
Yeah. Oh, I'm doing... Aha! That's a noise for a donation. $5 from Filion again, saying, this fight is much better representation than the Warcraft movie. What happened to Kappa? yeah. This is basically it. He's gonna cheat again. Well, how did he cheat this time? That's a weird question. Alright, he brought someone back or something.
Oh shit.
Sounds fine.
Okay, he's moving now.
He's not dying fast enough.
Now he's getting heals.
Right, he's surrounded by a horde.
Yeah.
This should be end
As
of.
long as I'm alive, you.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
wondering if I
pretty low.
might have to. Yeah.
But he's pretty low as well.
Break their bones.
Foolish. Very foolish.
Okay, now I'm a little surrounded, but he's very surrounded now. Actually, it should be fine. I just need to
Cleave
turn.
away.
Yeah.
Certainly.
I'm at 29%. He's at
I'm almost
8%.
dead.
We got this. 3%. He dead.
We got this.
Easy PC.
Still
Chess
the heal.
complete. You've entered this. It's already in progress. No, I haven't. I've been in there all along.
We just put Shin and Lewis to shame.
Yeah, definitely. Easy peasy. King's Defender?
Oh, nice.
The shield, though!
Yeah.
The triptych shield. I always love the look of this one.
I'm gonna take that.
Yeah, go ahead, man. I can use
Actually,
shields
because
anyway,
you can't
so...
use them anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, I had that shield for a long time on my paladin, I remember. Basically, I kept it for... I had it all the way until Black Temple, and then a really cool other shield dropped, and it's like, fuck yeah, it's finally an upgrade. And then some other asshole got it, and I got really angry. I don't know, because that's what you did back then, you got angry over loot, but yeah. But yeah, and then eventually I got it, and I was like, yeah. Oh man, it was a bit childish back in the day, but
Was it the Illidari one, or was it the Skull one?
It was the Fellstone Bulwark.
Yeah,
I want to say
the
the one that
that-
drops from Supremus or
trash?
something, I think, yeah.
Oh, is it?
Maybe trash, maybe,
What's-
yeah. Alright, these greater flesh beasts that most people ignored. But this is cool, because this is Medivh's chambers. This is where he used to sleep. Like,
That's where
check
the
this
magic
shit
happened.
out. Yeah, we're literally the magic. Check this shit out. Like, who would sleep up here? Like, in this platform. It's
So
like,
much
ah,
effort.
yes, I have finished my sleep. And then, like, descend. Like that. It's I mean, I guess, hey, it works.
What if you roll while you sleep? You're just gonna fall off the edge. Oh, there's a low door here. as well.
People don't really roll during the sleep, though. That's the thing. Like,
There are some people. And
I mean, I guess some people do, but for the most part, you never really will. And yeah, this is the path into like, okay, so Medivh's kind of up to something. This statue, by the way, is a mark of look how shitty the polygons were back in the day. Then again, I guess this is a statue, so this could theoretically have been made by like people who didn't make them as good as possible. Medivh's chambers. Oh yeah, and this is a different path. You can go from the... Well, we probably shouldn't do that just in case there are closest behind us, but I don't think it does.
Yeah.
But yeah. Like locks or whatever.
You got the key?
No, I don't have the key, not on the Demon Hunter.
Nah,
I remember when they introduced the key ring, because you didn't used to have a key ring, if I remember.
Yeah.
That was so nice. And then eventually you just didn't have a key ring at all. Like, you just had all the keys, basically.
And it's the same thing with tabards now. I've got rid of so many tabards.
Yeah.
Master Terrace.
This doesn't actually do anything, but it's like a different path.
Oh no,
So you
wait,
can
hold
stand
on.
on
Did we go through here? No.
No. We have to go up the
Go
stairs, I think. But yeah, kill this weird flesh beast on the way. No real explanation
chilling.
for these here, but like the idea would be that like they're probably like Medivh experiments or something. Because he was experimenting with some weird stuff. And then the last mob before the last boss.
So the cheese tactic, what we did was keep the tank and melee in
Like
that room.
here, like pretty much here,
And then
right?
And we'll be over here.
Well, you'd be
Like
all the way in
round
that room. Oh wow. Okay.
Yep. The
So
door
you
number
would
close,
like
so
range
you can
DPS from
cheese
here,
Yeah.
while the melee
and
and
you
attack
would
like
get hit by-
literally here, just like right here.
So the point of that is that all the infernals will spawn way over there.
Yeah,
and
where no one is anyway.
The
But what
healers
about?
and
Did you still need to do? I remember there was some movement in this fight though. Like
yeah, to get away
you
from
had-
the infernals, right?
yeah, and then you had. But don't you have to like run away from his Shadow Nova and stuff? I guess that was. Yeah, I just let the
You
melee
still
handle that. I
outrange it.
suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can look line of sight over here. So this is the reason why it was. And
Yeah.
yeah, and the priest, so the healers and the caster DPS didn't have to move much, and that's what the benefit was. You know, downtime and DPS and healing.
Yeah. That was a.
This
Could
was
be a
cool
pretty
boss.
tough
I
fight,
liked
yeah.
it. And it was tough. It was tough. There was times that
Yeah, it was tough, and like I remember.
if RNG was against you.
I remember rolling the dice because I was a rogue and I Cloak of Shadows. And Cloak of Shadows made you were immune to 90% chance to be immune to all spells. So he put you down at 1 health or whatever, and then he was going to do the Shadow Nova, and then I just Cloak of Shadows and hope for the best. It's like, I'll be fine, I'll be fine, I'll be fine. And I was fine. 9 times out of 10. Sometimes, not so fine. But hey, you gotta do the DPS, man.
Not Melkazar alone,
Never
but the
lucky, right?
legions I command.
I always feel it's weird when these giant Aradars that fight you just punch you. But that's the problem with like most of the WoW bosses that are really big. Where they just stand and
Enfeeble,
punch.
that's one. That's
Oh
one thing.
yeah, it puts you down
Jeez.
at 1 health.
Oh,
And then,
rip.
oh shit, you actually died!
Yeah, no, I stood in Fire Nova.
Yeah.
So if you get Enfeeble, which you won't be the tank.
I guess I won't be
Enfeeble,
since I've got the aggro,
Yeah,
yeah.
you'll be okay. I didn't
And
think
then-
that would happen, but oh well.
Yeah, so you get enfeeble and you basically have to stay the hell away from any damage until it
Yeah.
runs out, and then you can run back in. And that's the problem with the Infernals, because he keeps spawning Infernals, and it's basically random where they
AoE.
spawn. Oh yeah, and there's the Shadow Nova.
Face not Melkazar
Yeah, so that's what I died
but
to.
the legions
Yeah.
I command.
That's the one I always try to just cloak of shadows to avoid. And then of course he dotted you, and again, if that happened, it's not great if you had enfeeble. But yeah, it's a cool fight. And then, of course, if
Something
you
else happened.
kill him, I can't remember what else it was, but it was mostly that. There was a phase 2, he summoned Axes. Oh yeah, he summoned Axes in phase 2, and then he equipped them in phase 3, or something like that. Like that happened. Anyway,
Oh,
Gorhal! Oh, Gorhal! Gorhal did drop! So,
Uh,
Gorhal, the axe
I've
of
got
Grom Hellscream has sown terror across hundreds of battlefields. Now, everyone immediately is like, why the hell does a random Eridar demon at the top of Karazhan have Grom Hellscream's axe? The answer is... no one knows. No one knows why the hell this guy has Grom Hellscream's axe. That's why I thought it was really cool in Hearthstone, when he actually equips Gorhal, when you fight him in the prologue. That's pretty cool.
I
Some
personally-
people... No, go ahead, sir.
I feel that the Gold House should never have been epic. It should have been more legendary.
Yeah, I agree. It was always a really weird feeling. It was such a weird boss to drop from on top of all that, you know? And a lot of people were thinking like, oh shit, if, you know, going into Warlords of Draenor, we're gonna run into Grom, maybe there'll be like a lot of people were sort of holding out hope that we'd go to Karazhan at the end of WoD to do something that would lead into Legion. And something would happen with Grom, so that Gorhal ended up here, and that would explain why Malkazar had Gorhal, or something. Who knows, basically. But yeah, there's no real explanation why he has it. And I agree that it should have been a legendary or something, but it never was.
I remember seeing like a screenshot just before this expansion came out where I guess someone must have faked it and they made it into legendary, and it actually looked like a decent legendary. It's too bad that Blizzard didn't actually implement it, but hey ho.
Yeah. There you go. Alright, so that was Karazhan. It's a pretty damn cool raid, honestly. One of my favorites.
Yeah, we got to see the fights again, and for those that missed out on it, you got to see the mechanics, because if you're on solo it, you don't really...
Yeah, if you
don't
solo,
do that
you one-shot
quick.
everything, so you don't really
Yeah.
get to see anything. Okay, what the hell is the fastest way out of here? Down to
I'm
the
gonna-
floor, maybe?
Maybe teleport?
Oh, I think this way, yeah. Go via the Curator, basically. I think. Because there's an exit road? I don't even know.
Where are you planning to go?
I just wanted to exit. I actually don't know where to go after this. I just kind of wanted to show Karazhan, mostly. And we have about 45 minutes left. But I don't really feel the need to stay for the entire time. So if I don't think of anything more fun to do, we can always just call it for the day. Unless you have anything in particular we could do. I don't mind taking a break, and I don't think people will be that upset, so it should be fine.
I remember someone saying something about Grul's Lair, because that's what you normally do.
Oh, right, yeah. I
Karazhan,
mean, we might
and
as
then
well.
Grul.
We can do some of the easy ones, easy Outland ones that are short, you know. We don't
Yeah.
necessarily need to go
Mac-
to Tempest Keep or
Mactheridans.
Share or anything. But yeah, Mactheridans and Gruels and stuff, we can do that.
Yeah, sure. And that's funny, because like, that's what you normally do. You finish Karazhan and then you go to the harder
Yeah,
one.
yeah. Yeah,
So I guess-
Nilesy was supposed to come back, but I guess he got busy doing something else, which is fine. He's not supposed to be here regularly, he just happened to be here this time, basically.
I guess the best way to go out is just Hearthing and go back to
Yeah, I guess so,
Pokemon.
yeah. I just went out the side entrance because it's pretty cool. I do like that you can also basically see Karazhan more or less outside, even in the non-instance version. Although I don't think you can be at the very... No, you can sort of be at the top. No, you can't. It looks a little bit different. And then right above you is, of course, Dalaran. Yeah, okay, let's go to Outland then. Change my UI to use Expressway. Thanks, Rythian. Cheers. Yeah, it's a really good font. It's useful for stuff like this. Yeah, at the moment it's just me and Blue here. Nilesy was here before, and he said AFK for a bit, but he hasn't come back, which is fine. I don't expect him to be here all the time. Maybe I should just change to with Rythian and Blue Ari.
So that had a little bit of old PvP. I managed to 2v1 a shaman and a monk.
Well done. Well done.
OP.
Oh,
Sorry,
I'm a war spear.
yeah,
crap.
Warspire, take the portal. Yeah, the portal to Ogrimmar.
Yeah, and then I can just go to Hellfire Citadel, I guess it's fine.
Yeah.
Normally my Hearthstone goes to Shrine of Two Moons, but I haven't been there on my Demon Hunter yet.
There's 2 balls, right? One to Blessed Lands and one to Hell.
Yeah, but you can take the one straight to Hellfire Citadel, it's probably easier.
I'm lost. Oh, yeah, here it is.
Up in the corner here, right behind this guy. Hey! To Hellfire Peninsula.
I really like this mount, and I don't think
The
like,
Ashen Pandaren
yeah.
Phoenix? Or one of the Phoenixes?
The blue one, the perfect violet one, I guess. Because it matches my outfit.
I'll go with green then, because that kind of matches mine.
Actually, you did complete that one, yeah.
Yeah, legit
the
too.
collarbone.
Legit
Yeah,
too.
I didn't. I will admit I paid for it. And,
Yeah?
yeah. I could have done it myself, but I came back.
I have no doubt you have the skill for it.
expansion.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do have the skill for it. It's
Yeah.
it's difficult, but it's not like, you know, mythic rating level difficult or
No.
anything. You know, it's, you know, you could do it if you take the time.
The problem is I came back and Yogs by then had pretty much dissolved.
Yeah.
So I had no one else to play with, and it's the same with Draenor. The only reason why I started playing with you guys is because I joined your Discord, but yeah, I really had no one else to play with, so I had to end up playing.
Yeah. Outland. I do still kind of like it. I mean, it is right now like the oldest content in WoW, not counting vanilla raids. But I still have a like soft spot in my heart for this place because while I played during vanilla and stuff and I had kind of fun, but it was like TBC when I came back and I joined Goon Squad and I finally played in a guild of people I really enjoyed playing with. And, you know, got to know them and spend a lot of time playing with them and doing like a lot of the content in the game with. And so yeah, it's not particularly the best designed place in terms of quest design and so on. It does feel a bit dated, but I really enjoy it nonetheless. I thought it was a cool story. It was a really different feel, you know, for WoW after having done Azeroth for so long. It was cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of loads of things going on. You know, different bosses, storylines, different bosses. You got 3 major bosses. You got Illidan, Kel'Thas, and Lady Vash.
Yeah, and then eventually kill Jaden as well for
Yeah.
the Sunwell. Is there any RP on Defiance Brotherhood, considering it's RP PvP? Yeah, there's a fair bit of RP, actually. I mean, I don't really seek it out, so I don't see it much, but like every now and then I do see it, and like it seems like it's fairly healthy. If you want to really have a major PvP server, you should probably go to one of the RP only servers, like as Argent Dawn is probably the biggest one on EU side, I think. But there are definitely, yeah, you see RP experience every now and then, and there are RP PvP guilds, you know, recruiting and trade chat and so on. I'm sure they have like private channels and everything. Well, not private, but like semi-public ones where people go to set up RP. So McTheridan's Lair, yeah, if you remember in the Frozen Throne campaign for the Blood Elves, part of it was you, Illidan, and Kael'thas and Vash basically taking over the Black Temple, taking it back from McTheridan, and in the process basically they put McTheridan here and they are using his blood to transform orcs into like powerful fel orcs to be, you know, warriors, which is kind of freaky, and it is kind of also a little bit of the mark of when people say, "Oh, Illidan's totally a good guy." He did a lot of bad shit, guys. Like, don't forget, he did a lot of bad shit. He may have good purposes for it, you know, fighting the Legion, but yeah. Or did you ever do this fight when it was super hard?
Yep.
Because I never did.
We did it like the after the first nerf. So
Yeah.
you know, before the first nerf, it was impossible, and only I think Nihilum killed him at SK. After that, He did like a nerf, but it was super difficult, really hard.
Yeah,
We
and
killed
then
him.
one more nerf, right? And then it was not so bad anymore.
Yeah, not so bad. Yeah.
Because I remember I was still leveling at the time, and I remember listening to the Blizzcast, the official Blizzard podcast, which they did only had like a couple of episodes of. But I remember they had a big discussion on Magtheridon, and they said like, yeah, this guy is way too hard. we've nerfed him a little bit. It used to be like you really had to like, well, all of these had to be used and everything, and not so much anymore.
So like
But,
you know, what happened is like Blizzard at the start, like, with Vanilla, even the start of Burning Crusade, they overtuned everything. Everything was overtuned to the max, and then they started nerfing it, and that's when people started killing it. Like Lady Vash, she was unkillable for so long, and people found like ways to cheese it, but
yeah.
I
wonder how much of that was on purpose, just to like.
I think it's on purpose, yeah.
Like I think a lot of it was on purpose. Some of it wasn't. Some of it was just like badly designed, but some of it was just like, let's have it really hard so that people don't kill our bosses immediately. You know.
Yeah.
I'm really happy they've gone away from that now, and like. And a lot of people then think that, oh, wow, it's so easy. It really isn't. If you actually ask the top guild now, they're saying like some of these fights are way harder than anything we've ever done. Just because they killed them in 2 weeks doesn't mean that they're easy. It just means that like they raid so much more now, and they're not being stopped by bugs or weirdness. Basically, things basically work. But yeah. Donation for Fillion again, $5 more. Thank you very much. Saying, I enjoyed Cataclysm since I got to raid with you guys. Apart from that, Lich King was my favorite expansion. I think Lich King is considered most people's favorite expansion, I'd say, definitely. Yeah. Like, if you were to ask most people, I'm sure obviously everyone has different opinions, but I think most people would say Lich King was my favorite, and I would agree. Lich King was my favorite as well. But, yeah, like, it's not by far the best one anymore, because I think Mist was really good, personally. I think it was fantastic, and I think both TBC and Cataclysm weren't that bad either, you know, so there's definitely stuff to compare.
I would say Wrath of the Lich King, but that's, you know, because I spent most of my playtime playing that, and at that point I knew how to play my class and knew how to play well. I stopped clicking and I stopped, you know, turning.
Stop keyword turning and so on.
Yeah, so yeah, I think that was.
It was great. I think it was. I mean, it was also the peak in WoW's career. Like that's when the most people ever was. They were almost 12 million subs at that point, you know, and then it started dropping. But yeah.
And even PvP, the PvP was really good around that time. That's when I started. I started doing well as well. But all around the game just felt really good.
It was really good back then. I do think a lot of people overestimate just like how much better that was and how shit everything else was afterwards. I don't think it was at all. I think it was really good. I do think Cataclysm gets a bad rap. I definitely think Mist get a bad rap, but yeah. So, okay, so originally you needed like all 6 people at the things, right? I remember still people kind of still needed to click on them, but it wasn't as important or something once the nerf happened.
Yeah. They click on the cues when the ceiling was falling.
Yeah. Or like when he starts channeling like Blast Nova, you click on things to interrupt him or something.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so that was just the main point, just to interrupt him, and you have a range on there, and there's always one person that forgets to click and says, "Oh, I clicked and nothing happened." That's a famous line. I don't know if
I clicked and nothing happened. Screw you.
Yeah. So
I swear I clicked. I said, "No, you didn't," or it would have worked. Yeah.
It was a French warlock called Norgrod, and he's the one who started. He stood on the back one right here, yeah, clicked and nothing happened. We wiped twice to it, and then Mirrors lost his temper. I was like,
yeah, I can imagine. Alright, let's start killing.
Yeah.
So I like how it still takes a while for Magtheridon to break free, but he does break free, like eventually, like even if you're still fighting the channelers and the abysses that start spawning.
Oh,
yeah, they start spawning abysses. Oh right, they spawn.
They spawn. Yeah, those things. Busy on.
I am unleashed. Try not to kill him.
No, try to kill him. Yeah. I'll stand on one cube, and you get to another cube just to show.
See how
what
I don't know if it'll be enough,
like.
but yeah.
But no,
but yeah,
just show what it looks.
Yeah.
Show that you can click and.
Yeah, because I remember him. He is pretty hard on the tanks. You have to be ready for it. It was the Blast Nova that then really does damage. But I think once you kill the ads are god, right? He doesn't summon new ads.
Yeah.
But there's stuff like this when you get like knocked around the room.
Yeah.
That was a pain in the ass. And the real damage to the Blast Nova, that's where the fight had to be. All right, now you have to, because if you didn't, Blast Nova just killed you. You had to be ready on the cubes, basically.
And he drops fire as well, so if you look on the...
Yeah.
Down here.
And obviously people had to move, which was always bad when that happened right next to the people standing near the cubes, because then like, oh shit!
Yeah, so you don't stand on the cube, you stand next to it.
Yeah, because if you're on it, fireman. There we go. Blast Nova, and he starts channeling for 10 seconds.
That's a long, so it's a really long timer,
thing.
so...
Yeah. You basically have to interrupt it after 1 or 2 ticks, or it's too much. And I think, I think you still needed all 6, honestly, even after the nerf. It was 6, just like, I wonder if can you punch him without your sword or something? To get him down to destroy the roof?
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah. Oh, he's doing the knockback thing again.
And when you channel thingy, does that damage him or does it damage you?
No, I think it just like eventually he gets interrupted, so he basically gets back to put in that step he was in earlier, where he's not.
So if you click the cube, you actually take damage.
Oh yeah, that's true. So that's why you couldn't just have people stand there channeling at all time. You had to time it so that people to damage. It's like 3, 2, 1, click. Because then, like while it was happening, you were taking damage.
Right, so you should be low enough to get him to his last phase.
And then he just breaks the prison walls down.
And your rage takes
a lot of damage. Like
damage,
you pretty much had to be full health. Well, they took roughly about like 70% of their health or something. Like, it was definitely noticeable. Well, I mean roughly. Like it obviously depended on how much health you have. We had a priest in our guild at this time who didn't, quote unquote, didn't believe in stamina. So he like used the frozen. I remember the frozen shadow weave sets that you could tailor made. Didn't have a lot of stamina on it, but had a lot of spell power. So he basically sacrificed as much like stamina if he could for everything else. So he was always really low on health. Because it's like, you don't need stamina if you just avoid everything. And that sort of worked, even though everyone had to be very careful by healing him. Up until Nagentas in Black Temple, because he just did flat X damage, and then like, okay, yeah, you're just dead now. I think you needed over 8,500 health or something like that. I can't remember the details.
Yeah. Was it to burst the bubble? Yeah.
Yeah, burst the bubble. Alright, we gotta kill the guy now.
Yeah.
Rip in peace, McTheridan. Oh, remember they added the bag and the sack of gems and stuff. The shield is here. That's not bad. The Aegis of the Vindicator.
I'll take that.
Yeah, grab it. And then the chest pieces. And McTheridan's head. Oh yeah, I can go turn that in.
Go for it.
The source of ill and storm rage's fell orc army has been vanquished. The manufactory halts production of its... hold on a minute. Of its grim product, at least for now. All that remains are a few trinkets and the severed head, a fitting trophy for a hero of the Horde. So now you go and turn that into Thrallmar, and you can get some rings, which are not that great, honestly, but hey, something. So when you do that... Sorry, go ahead.
They do have an RPP speech when you do turn it in, so you get to see his head on a pike.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and everyone gets a buff in the zone as well, I think, or something similar.
Yeah. Is it more damage and rep?
You definitely get more rep. I think you might get like a little bit more damage or something as well. We'll see what happens actually when we turn it in. That's sort of the benefit of doing it on the Demon Hunter. He's never done it before, so all the quests will be open to me.
Well, I found, I think it was a good thing because like the first quest that had this kind of thing was Onyxia.
Yeah,
and that gave you a buff. The Rally of the Dragons.
Yeah, Dragon Slayer's Rallying Cry, Rallying Cry of the Dragon Slayer, something like that.
And they kind of stopped doing that, haven't they?
Yeah, I guess it felt more like an old school thing, you know, which you'd think there would be something similar for Deathwing, since you basically bring back his jaw, really, not really his head, just his jaw, back to your main city, but like, yeah.
Isn't it his heart? They hang his heart next to the...
Maybe it is his heart, yeah. I thought it was his jaw, but maybe not. Alright, I'm gonna go turn this in and see what they shout. And yeah, they do something similar for Kael'thas as well once they came out.
Yeah. But I mean, they haven't done it in like anything later than that, more for Reno.
Yeah. Alright, follow McTheridan. For the first time, and as long as I can remember, there is silence. Oh, hey, there's a guy who's leveling here.
Another
Wait,
Shola. Our
he is.
enemy
Place.
will fall.
He's level 61. Alright, let's buff him. The defeat is not only a blow to Illidan and Nythir, the Legion 2 reels. A Pit Lord commander has been defeated. The siege of Hellfire Citadel now holds no purpose for the Burning Legion. All of their efforts will undoubtedly be turned upon the Black Temple. Redemption comes for Illidan, and soon. So even in TBC, like, Illidan was still fighting the Legion. Hellfire Citadel is ours. The source of Illidan's Fellark army is no more. McTheridan has fallen to Nythir and his allies. The time for us to rise and strike at the Fellarks that remain is now. Do this for your war chief. Do this for the Horde. I don't think I get the buff because I'm over X level. But if we can find that... if we can find that guy, we can see his buff. Alright, where did he go? Oh, he probably can fly. Oh, he can probably can fly, can't he? Because you can fly here pretty early now. Oh, we won't find him then. That's a shame. But yeah, that gave me a nice little bit of a buff. Let's go do Grul. See Blades
He's not too far away, yeah.
Nah.
Maybe Chet can tell us what the buff is.
Yeah, if you remember what the buff is, chat, please go ahead and say. I do remember at least. I do remember that you at least got rep. I think you just got like some kind of small buff. But I mean, back in the day, it was big because I remember like before people were doing. Before people went into Blackwing Lair, they always wanted to turn in the head buff first. So they already had the rallying cry of the Dragon Slayer when they went into the instance. Similarly, they did stuff like going into X instance, mind controlling a caster to cast the fire resistance buff on a bunch of people that lasted for X minutes, and then they went... It was crazy back in the day. I think that's part of why they got rid of it, because they realized that people that always wanted to optimize everything would take the time to go and stack all those buffs. Fillion is saying that Nefarian had a 10% crit buff. Yeah, that sounds about right, yeah.
There's a thing that you might have flown over, the pools of Angor?
Pools of Agramar? Agarabar?
Yeah. Oh, one of the two.
Agonar, there it is, Agonar. Oh really god, the Fell Reaver. How many times did you get killed by the Fell Reaver?
I hated it. Every time I heard it, I had to look around, yeah.
He's like, he's near, he might be near. Yeah. If you ever did the mistake of going AFK, he would find you. He just hunted you down.
I thought it was kind of great because it was terrifying. You're level 60 or 60-ish, and there's a semi mob around you.
Yeah, a huge level. It really made it feel dangerous because like it was a good feel because you just stepped in after being like level 60 or whatever, or 50. Yeah, I think I went in when I was 59 or something on my main character. But you went in there and then it's like, this is a whole new world, and like, it was a scary new world. Especially when that stuff happened, it's like, holy shit, giant massive robot, level 70 plus elite, no chance of me ever killing it, you know. Hell, even if you were level 70, it would still kill you. Basically, it took a while until you can go back there and kill him. Cheers for resubscribing, Bootneck98. It's a good channel to subscribe to.
It's one of the things that everyone remembers. Like everyone can actually say, "Remember that time when I got killed by Feather Reaver?" Or remember the Feather Reaver?
Remember the thing? Yeah, and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh yeah."
Oh yeah.
Oh right, there's a buff. We have a buff in Sangarmarsh because I think the Horde controls both the. Because they kept doing these like semi-PvP things in the areas, you know.
I thought it was a good idea. It was a good attempt, but
yeah, I think it never really paid off much. Like. Inevitably, PvP sort of either became ganking or it became, you know, instanced PvP. So in this case, there's like 2 spires that you can control, and if you do, you have a buff.
Yeah.
Called Twin Spires Blessing.
What kind of killed PvP was flying. That's just the main thing.
Yeah, I think so. Flying. Yeah, because people could fly away from it, and people could gank via it really easy. I mean, I don't mourn the loss of World PvP. I've always really hated World PvP because it was never on fair terms. It was always just getting ganked.
No.
And if you were low level, like, okay, now if you had a flying mount, at least you could escape, you know? Like, if you're being hunted down, you could escape and fly somewhere and be safe, which you couldn't before. So, I agree that it did kill it, but I don't really mourn the loss of it that much. I've never been a huge fan of PvP in general, but the PvP I did enjoy was basically proper PvP and battlegrounds or arena or stuff when it was more or less evenly matched. I mean, there was always gear differences, which is part of why I think the Legion is going to be cool for that stuff, because now there will be no gear differences anymore, only very, very slight based on item level. Everyone will be in an even playing ground, so it will be more skill-based. I think that's pretty cool.
I mean,
oh,
like,
Thunderlord Stranghold.
well-
Rexar should be here around here somewhere.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
There he is, yeah. There's Rexar. And it's Bear Misha. Nice to meet you, friend.
And then he ends up in where else did we see Rexar?
Well, this is him in TBC, but if you mean in WoD.
In WoD, yeah, we meet him again in WoD.
Yeah, he's in what's it called? In Dark, the thing in the bottom of Shadowmoon Valley, where all the Rylax are and stuff. You do a garrison campaign quest for him there, basically.
I think we meet him again. Like,
when you quest, you see him in Gorgrond. And you do a bunch of stuff with him in Gorgrond. But then there's also a garrison campaign quest with him in Dark Spire Thicket. I can't remember what it's called. Let me look it up if I can see it on the map. Darktide Roost. There you go. Darktide Roost. Yeah, this is where a bunch of all the Rylax are. Because the cheers chat for Darktide Roost. Yeah, chat figured it out at the same time I did. That's where like the Iron Horde were trying to like mind control the Rylax and stuff to fight for them, etc.
Do you see what Koldara just said? People ganking Stranglethorn Vale. Do you remember that?
Good times, quote unquote. Good times. I do remember that. Yeah, I remember being the victim of that level of ganking. However, I also do remember being a rogue and like taking out my frustration on some people sometimes. But most of the time, yeah, I remember just being corpse ganked until the time it's like, all right, well, I guess I'm just not playing this character for a while and just log on to an alt and play that instead, pretty much.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Grul's
Lair.
Yeah. I thought this was cool. If you look around with the spikes around, there's like dragons everywhere.
Yeah, he's called Grul the Dragon Slayer, you know?
Yeah.
That's like one of the cool things that like these grunts and stuff were really powerful. And
Grun's like known for killing dragons.
Yeah, there was
like
a huge battle on like Outland between dragons and Grun, and they were like the few things that's strong enough to actually take him out.
So why
Man, this fight? Well, they basically serve the Grun. Like ogres are like weaker versions of Grun, sort of. Like they're like, I don't know how they were, but it looks like basically it started with Gruns and then it became ogres and then it became like orcs and then it became humans or something like that. It isn't that way because humans come from the Rykul and the Curse of Flesh and all that. But yeah.
Okay. And
so this is High King Malgar. He's like the High King of the Lord of the Ogres. He only has one head though. You notice a lot of all the other ogres here have two heads. Back in Warcraft 2, there used to be two different types of ogres. Generally, the two-headed ones were the smart ones, and the one-headed ones were the stupid ones. In fact, in the multiplayer game or whatever, you built ogres and they were just brutes, and then you could upgrade them to ogre magi, and then they were spellcasters and they were smart. But it doesn't quite work that way anymore. I think they've sort of muddled the idea of orcs. And in fact, two-headed orcs used to specifically had names because they were like two individuals, which is why you have stuff like Cho Gal, which is the head Cho and the head Gal, basically. It's like two different individuals. It doesn't really work that way anymore now. It seems to be more muddled with the way. And then you have Outland ogres, you have Azeroth ogres, you have Draenor ogres, and they all do sort of different things, and all the names are different, so, who knows anymore. This one was really cool, this fight, though, because if I recall, Crush Firehand was tanked by a mage, because you needed to, keep aggro on it as a mage. This was such a chaotic fight, because I remember the summoner was, would summon and the little Fellstalkers that ran around and did a bunch of random things. Malgar himself was really tough and he whirlwinded and things.
Yeah,
you killed things in order. Kigler the Crazed buffed people, I think, and Blind Eye the Seer was usually first target.
Which one was the Shaman? Was it Kigler?
I think so. One of them might have been. Yeah. It's weird.
What would your opinion be making ogres playable?
I think
playable.
I was expecting it for a while, honestly, but I don't know how it would work. And I think it was probably a good idea we got different races instead, that we got the goblins and so on. People were talking about it a long time ago. In fact, when they were saying like what different races the Horde would get, and the ogres was always brought up as an alternative, because ogres had been in front of the Horde and the orcs for a while, but I don't know. I feel like they'd have to be evolved and like developed more, you know, the way the Draenei's were. And the problem with the Draenei evolving was that they pretty much became an entirely new race that didn't exist before. Because all we saw of the Draenei before was basically the Broken, Akama and all his dudes, that looked really different, you know? And then now you get this basically, oh yeah, we're basically the Eridar, and it's so different, but yeah.
I don't think they'll introduce any more races. I think
we're about at the end now, yeah. I feel... We've even gotten so far as to get a neutral race, so, you know.
Yeah.
So that's it. Oh hey, Fluffy Bunny in the guild got the Warglaive of Asenath on his Demon Hunter.
Yeah, I've got both. I've got the set, but on characters that...
On different characters, yeah.
No, not different characters. They can't wield it. Like a,
oh, so you have them both on like a character that can't even use them.
Yeah, so I've got one. I've got the offhand on my hunter and the main hand on my shaman. So I can get the achievement.
How come you're running Illidan so often, if not for the glaives? Or is it not even often? You just happen to be lucky.
Oh, I got really lucky. So with the hunter, I wanted to get the bow because I think the bow looks amazing. I think it's one of the best looking bows in game. And for the shaman, I guess it was for the set. It was just made for the tier 6 set.
Oh yeah, the tier. Yeah, that's a pretty cool set, the tier 6 shaman set.
Even with the shaman, I've got the legendary bow.
Yeah.
Just my luck. Just my luck.
I haven't done much of Illidan on my rogue because I was always worried that I would get one glaive and then I would feel, all right, now I have to run this every week until I die to get the other one, you know.
Yeah.
So I never did it much, especially because you can't transmog them anyway. Anyway, we should fight these guys.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
I'm just gonna start a poll and see what people start doing.
See what doing. We should be feared, I think, or like.
So he summons a Fell Hunter. Mage start casting spells. Oh yeah, and I'm polymorphed. Yeah.
The reason why your mage has to tank him because he does blast waves and he does a lot of damage. I've just got Death Core, so that's the warlord. And he does something called a stacking debuff called Death and Decay, which is strange.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff, like things going on basically. Dark Decay is actually what it's called.
Oh,
but yeah, the permanent like polymorph is an issue. I think the you had the tank, the mage had to pull aggro on the Crush Firehand because he could get like fire resistance and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, which one is the one that resists them?
He can spell steal the
Oh yeah, he spell steal the spell shield, which is why yeah, and then he could tank, yeah.
Yeah, so that's minus 75% damage.
Yeah. I should probably kill the mage now, I think.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Now is a good time.
I'm not afraid of
Rip.
you.
Well, some of them. Oh yeah, and then the warlock can enslave the Fellstalker, right? I'm pretty sure that's the case as well.
Yeah, you can do that.
So that like then that can fight, yeah. Which one of these? Do some of these res like, or am I making things up?
It'll be the blinds here, but I don't think he res it.
I think maybe he just heals. Maybe he doesn't. He just heals, yeah.
So you would have like 2 rogues on him just to keep their heals.
Yeah. Oh yeah, prayer of healing.
Prayer of healing.
Rip, I'm mind controlled. Oh yeah, so they're healed up to full basically.
Okay,
not mind controlled, polymorphed. I'm just gonna take him out.
Okay.
I'm not afraid of you.
Rip
and
peace.
was it that the blind here, you couldn't interrupt him if he had his shield, so you would have to dispel his shield and then interrupt.
And then interrupt, yeah. Was the particular gimmick with Kigler, or is he just like a damage caster? I think.
I think he was damage caster.
Yeah.
Like he'd do like just a lot of damage.
I thought like maybe he was the polymorph then, because I'm still getting polymorphed.
Oh really?
Then,
it could be.
Alright, let's take him all out. And Summoner is obviously Warlock guy, so he does the horrifying.
Kill next one so easy.
And now it's just Mulgar left. Mulgar is just a big giant bruiser. At this point,
you still have. You still have like 2 or 3 rogues die.
Yeah, the goddamn whirlwind. I was said rogue who did die, so yeah.
You remember when this guy had AoE cleave? Yeah, fun times. AoE
Yeah,
cleave.
quote unquote
definitely.
fun.
Oh, so you got a cloak?
What do we got? No
That's not a
hammer?
great cloak.
No hammer?
No hammer. It's fine because you can
Shoulder
get the
store,
hammer from.
defenders.
You can get the hammer from thingamajig, can't
Yeah, the
you?
salvage yard, yeah. The
yeah.
Sun Soul hammer has exactly the same model as the hammer of the Naru.
Which kind of, I don't know if I agree with that because it makes it less special, but
Yeah, I know. But then again, like, it's not that
so
special.
easy, yeah.
Because everyone could just go and kill Grul, you know? Like, it doesn't really matter. Also, because it's the whole thing where Draenor is Outland, it sort of makes sense that, like, a version of that weapon exists, you know? Kind of different.
This guy, he was fun when he was unnerfed.
Oh, man, yeah. This guy can get so huge because he just keeps growing. I think endlessly. He just grows endlessly until he enrages and kills you, I think. I mean, he probably won't kill us, but, you know.
No.
So this was the thing where he knocked you back and then everyone got petrified and you...
Yeah.
Also,
Shatter.
so you fight Grul again in Blackrock Foundry, and goddamn did they screw up his voice. Like, I always remember Grul the Dragon Killer's voice being pretty cool. Come and die, scatter, that sort of thing. But in Blackrock Foundry he just sort of sounded like a, I don't know, like a random monster that just is kind of thing. What's the armor set that Blue is using? It is the challenge mode set from Mists of Pandaria for Paladins. I don't know what the exact name is called. It's just of the Holy Warrior, or?
Yeah, so the Holy Warrior set, I guess.
It's very cool. You can't get it anymore, I'm afraid. It looks really good, but yeah.
I've got the matching tabard and the weapon.
Oh yeah, it has to petrify from the ground slam. Zit. And then you need to make sure you're spread out, because if you're standing close to people, you root each other, yeah.
And it was always Nolgrod as well.
Yeah. Growth. Grul the Dragon Killer.
He's only up to 2 stacks.
Yeah, it takes a while. It takes for him to actually grow, and it's gonna take a while for him to get that strong.
But this fight was quite long.
I remember it took a while, because he had a lot of health. Like 1.5 million is quite a lot, or it was back in the day. Honestly, and it took a while. It was a 25-man raid, but it still took some time. But this was the one, I think I remember this was the real... This is like the closest thing you had to a patchwork fight, you know, in TBC.
Yeah.
So this is the one where all the DPS was really like flexing their muscles and showing what they could do. And then the winner basically got first dibs on the Dragonspine trophy that dropped. Yeah. That everyone wanted. Everyone wanted the Dragonspine trophy. Because it was like so good. It was like a Grul trinket that was like really good all the way through Black Temple. It was actually crazy.
Yeah.
How good it was.
And it was even good for Paladins all the way into Sunwell. I remember so hard trying to get that.
Yeah, well, yeah. Oh, I think I'm lagging a bit. Yeah, it was really cool actually, because they didn't balance and tune items in the same real way back then. Like that you had a strict following according to the item budget. You just sort of... They just sort of roughly made it based on what it was, you know? So I remember like certain items were still... Like for example the tailoring set, which was just made, and like you could make that as soon as you hit 100 if you had the mats. And then it was basically on par with tier 6 stuff. It was pretty crazy. And then certain items were really strong. I remember... the patch where they put in all the arm penetration stuff was basically the Suleiman and later patch. And then people figured out that, holy shit, arm penetration is really good, because the more you have it, it scales with itself and it becomes greater and greater and greater. It just gets stronger the more you have. So a lot of people ran around with this like mismatched set of gear with a lot of arm penetration on it and did crazy damage. And yeah, it was pretty intense. Anyway, I think we've basically seen what Grul does. It's gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. I think it pretty much scales forever until it kills you. But I mean, at this point, if you hadn't killed him, like he was doing a lot of damage. He's doing 90% increased damage now. This was pretty tough.
Your tanks would be like close to one shot.
Yeah, they're like, guys, for fuck's sake, please kill him. And
what do we have?
Big.
Nothing great.
Nothing exciting at all.
No mounts, nothing. Oh well.
Nah, he doesn't drop any mounts, sadly. Oh, however, I do remember the Cowl of Nature's Breath was exciting, because I was gathering one of the first custom sets I got for my rogue was the Bloodfang recolor in TBC, of which Cowl of Nature's Fang is one of them. Where is it? You
got some sets from Karazhan, if I don't. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
some of them
remember
are from
getting a
Karazhan,
shoulder.
some from Lair,
Yeah.
etc. So
Those are
yeah,
black.
you have the like this looking headpiece, which is pretty cool. Obviously, ignore the horns; they're
That's weird.
just demon hunter horns. But yeah, they're cool.
Let me check. Let me trade this to you. This
Should
shoulder
trade
pads.
what? I don't need them. I have them already since I have them on
Oh,
the rogue,
okay.
so it's not a big deal.
Those ones.
Yeah, those are the ones. Yeah, exactly those. The force wind shoulder pads. They go with the helmet. It's pretty cool.
And you can get the blue version from Heroics in TBC.
Yeah, from doing
not
heroic
mistaken.
dungeons. Yeah, had a bunch of stuff. But yeah, I think that'll be it. We'll call the raid. We've got about 10 minutes before Hannah takes over. Thanks for joining me, Blue. It was really fun to have someone talk about, and it's nice because you're basically as experienced in WoW as me, pretty much, and you're like the first real match of like old school mechanics and somewhat lore that I've really met in a while. So it's cool to actually have someone to match with when it comes to this sort of discussions. But yeah, it's fun. Like TBC is underrated, I think. It's fun and it's different, but I think most people sort of forget about it really because a lot of people came in Wrath and later, and TBC always felt like a little bit of an outlier because I feel like all the other expansions kind of had a stronger theme. It was more unified. And TBC was very much almost like the sci-fi expansion. You go to the you start in the world as it's like red and ruined, and there's like broken platforms of the world. You got Nether Storm, which is like shattered, and there's all these like halfway weird looking technology. You've got new alien races, the Draenei. So it felt really different, but I really loved it for that. It felt pretty cool.
With the spaceships in Netherstorm.
Yeah. Well, I guess people in chat are not agreeing with me when I say TBC was underrated. I suppose you're right. People do still look upon it fondly. Yeah, you're right. It's great. I would say though, like most people say like Wrath is the best, but I agree with you guys. Yeah, underrated is probably the wrong word. It's quite beloved, but it was good.
It's everyone's opinion, so like
Yeah, of course.
If some persons say TBC is the greatest, some people say Miss Bandera is the greatest, but it's whatever makes you feel good, what you enjoyed and who you enjoyed with, and that's what's gonna sway your opinion.
Pretty much. But yeah, anyway, thanks for joining me, Blue, and if you're still out there, Nilesy, thanks for joining me in the beginning. That was great, and of course, chat, thank you very much for joining me on this podcasty, rambly, nostalgia-ridden stream. It was quite fun. I enjoyed it. It was more of a chill thing. We were just talking about random things. I think it worked out okay, and you guys didn't seem to be too bored, at least. So that's good. Thanks very much for all the donations. We get a whole bunch of donations from people, especially from Phillian. Cheers, man. That's always appreciated. And I think I'm going to call it there. Stick around for in a couple of minutes. Hannah will be taking over. I think normally this slot is supposed to be Shin's stream, but since he's still at Gamescom, Hannah is going to be streaming today. I'm sure she has something awesome planned, so don't go anywhere. That should be great. But thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you Wednesday for Life is Strange, and Wednesday for more WoW. Goodbye.
Goodbye.